All right, folks, welcome back to episode 10 of our D&D adventure. Our good old players are now in the combat archives. Um, as far as I know, you guys took care of all your stuff in town, right? Anything that you needed to get, you got, sleep or whatnot, maintenance.
I think
I
so.
suppose so.
Yes,
Okay.
I got maintenance.
All right. So before you, so as you awoke this morning, what ended up happening was that you noticed that there was a parcel next to your person. It was wrapped in ribbon, and you have no idea how it got there, except there was a twinge of winter air as you awoke. As you opened said parcel and checked it out, there happened to be 10 platinum pieces for each one of you. A voucher to Hanma Yuki's armory for a essentially a redemption voucher for +1 bracers of defense of your material of choosing, common material, nothing exotic, and also a 1 week stay at the hearth with full meals and room and board included.
Sorry, so we all got bracers of defense?
It's yeah, but you have to go redeem it at Hanma's forge back in Platea.
Like just the regular +2 AC, while they're unarmored item?
Yep,
Okay.
Holy.
yep,
Neat.
yep. That
Cool.
is that is your guys' Christmas gift for me, essentially, along with 10 platinum pieces.
Lido.
Yes. And then for Belzak and Tatanka, look at your guys' character sheets and go under the features and traits and look under feats. You guys should both now have the taunt feat. You'll probably have to click onto it. It didn't actually write it out like I'd hoped, so I'll go and tweak it later. But essentially, you guys get a free taunt ability, which on a successful DC, on a failed DC check, the opponent that you taunt will actually come and focus their attention on you.
So does that so is that retroactive from level 1 or from our current level?
Current level. Because you only picked it up by seeing the superstars at the Monarch's Mayhem.
Okay.
So yeah, every 2 levels going forward, that DC amps up a little bit. All right. And as you guys went ahead and got ready for the day, you were led down to the archives by both the the dead man and the red demon. They bring you down here, basically tell you that these are the archives. No matter what you do, no items can be taken from here. They just get automatically restored back to their original position. And don't bother going down the other corridors, for you'll just find yourself in an endless tunnel stretching on for infinity.
I have a question.
Yes.
If anything that we take from here ends up back where it was, then what's wrong with us taking it?
We're just saving you time and effort, essentially.
Okay, that's fair.
Question. What is how fast does it return?
Instantly.
Okay.
And they also both tell you in great detail that anything that you try to transcribe, as soon as you take the information outside the up the stairs, the pages that you had written on automatically are returned to blank, to a blank slate, essentially.
That's amazing. That's exactly how information should work.
Forget it when you leave?
I forget everything when I leave everywhere.
That's fair.
If you don't forget it when you leave, then couldn't you just remember a line, walk outside, then write it down, and then come back in and do the same?
They kind of look at you and nod their heads. Indeed, but without the actual cited material, who would believe you?
It don't need people.
This isn't really about This isn't really about convincing people of anything. But okay, that's fair. We understand.
Are there any other questions you would like to ask of these two?
I don't believe so. We're just going to peruse the stacks, I'm sure.
Alrighty. They just basically take a position just to the right of this empty circle in the middle and tell you, just let us know. We also act as the librarians of this area.
So have you, really quick before you go, have you looked at any of the materials in here?
They kind of shake their heads like, well, we're just been assigned these duties since we're the only folks that have been dead, but we have no need for the competition. So we never really care to look through any of this.
Wonderful. I'm going to go to the nearest stack of bookshelves. I'm going to look at this, and I would ask like what kind of books are on this bookshelf, but frankly, I don't care. And I'm going to take a book, doesn't matter which, random book off the shelf. I'm going to hold it in my hands, and I'm just going to go out the door.
Yeah, as soon as you take one step on the bottom step, heading up the stairs, the book just vanishes out of your person.
Kestrel, we found the spot.
Just for funsies. I'm going to go and grab a book.
Okay.
And then it doesn't matter what book. I'm just going to grab a book. And then I'm going to walk right up to the line just before where he went and it disappeared from his hands.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Misty Step 30 feet forward. And see if it's a line that borders it that sends the material back, or if it's just bound to this particular place.
Yeah, as soon as you misty step out, as soon as you cross that threshold, that book is back to where it should be.
I think we're focusing on the wrong thing here, but okay.
But it's entertaining and frustrates people. See, look at those two. They're just rolling their eyes.
You know, the red one walks over and says, "Pay up." He's like, "Arr." The other one grumbles and pays him a handful of coins. Works every
You're
time.
welcome.
See, that's what we're here for. See, if you had bet against us, you were wrong.
Indubitably.
All right, August. I know you did it. I know you snuck out at some point and took one of those little boxes. Do you have it with you? You know, the picture-taking ones.
No, we left the city before I definitely wanted to, but I did not.
Well, then, what's the bloody point of you?
I don't know. You're the one who has to deal with me.
Alrighty. Well, while they're doing that, I'm gonna go. I'm assuming Lore probably will be doing the same thing because library things. But I'm actually gonna start perusing through the books, looking for anything that might stand out.
Yeah, Laura's going to go over and do something useful.
As opposed to...
As opposed to whatever it is that we're doing.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else moving?
Lennon will be trying one of the hallways on the side.
Okay.
The infinite hallways.
Yes, those hallways. Just to see what they feel like.
Okay.
And also maybe like walking backwards. Just to see what it looks like when I'm walking. Like what it looks like from the other direction.
Sure. So essentially,
All right. Go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was gonna go and say. So, Lunam, as you start walking, you kind of feel like you're just not gaining any traction. You're just kind of just walking in place almost. Like you can definitely feel like you're moving forward, but it's kind of like walking on a equivalent of a treadmill. You're just kind of just walking in place. You can definitely feel like you got momentum and movement ahead of you, but you're just not going anywhere. You're just kind of just stuck in a loop.
What does it look like from other people's perspective when he's doing that?
Like he's just walking in place, essentially.
So it looks like he's like a bugged player in like a video game
Pretty much.
who's just like running in place because he got disconnected.
I was gonna say he looks like the player character in Pokemon when he like runs into a building and he just like walks into it. Boop, 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 boop.
Without the sound, sadly.
I feel like that was a missed opportunity, sir.
Yeah, well, can't break the fourth wall all the time.
All right, I'm gonna fly in the other hallway and do the same thing, just to see what they see when I'm flying.
Yeah, you're just flying in place essentially. You're just kind of just like you feel like you're moving forward, but you're not going anywhere. You're just like
This is so much more entertaining than any sort of book whatever thing that Argus can come across. So I'm just gonna keep doing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over here and just like stand here and watch what he's doing.
Anyone want to bet how long it takes before he gets completely bored of that and just falls asleep?
I get bored of it and fall asleep.
Damn, you could 30 more seconds.
Okay,
How
Does it-
high are you
but
flying?
Laura is going to examine the bookshelves. I assume that we're here looking for stuff about the lightning god thing.
yeah. So essentially, that's what Lore's focus is trying to find something with the last clue.
Oh, good. I was going to say I had an August moment and I couldn't remember what I'm looking for. It feels as
Plot
though it's been like a
things.
month.
I know, it's crazy.
All right, let's go ahead and have Lore go ahead and roll me a investigation check.
All right, let's see if my luck holds up. That's a 19.
Oh yeah. So essentially, pretty much two shelves down, middle column, you see something that talks about uh, lightning in a bottle, which, among other things, you would not even bother looking at it, but because of the quest that you guys are in, it's definitely something worth looking into. It tells you that there's essentially 6 pieces of information that needs to be recited in this hall in order for you to call upon the power of thunder.
Wait,
So
there's
something.
6 things that need to be recited in here specifically?
Yep.
Does it hint as to where they are?
It's just somewhere in the somewhere in these archives.
Okay, so all the info's in the archives itself. Okay,
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
So it says there are 6 things that we need to
Recite,
recite
to call
to
the power of
call
thunder?
Power of Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And really quick, as I'm perusing through this, like, do I get a feeling like, I can kind of read what some of this stuff is? Like, if I grab just random books and kind of look at it, like, what do I get as far as info in here? Like, what seems to be on the shelves?
So they're all written in common, or the language that you are most proficient in. That's kind of the one thing that these archives kind of give you a little bit more access to, was the fact that depending on your preferred language, it shifts to the language that you're more comfortable reading in, so that way you don't miss anything in translation.
Okay, so what's here? I'm opening books and like looking at
Oh.
titles and I'm looking at what the books are. I'm not just like reading the book and being like, oh, I can read this.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're essentially roll me an investigation check and see if you find anything.
Investigation. Ooh, 14.
You kind of read the fact that some of the, as you peruse through some of these, you can tell that there's a couple of odd pieces that really, from what your basic knowledge of library studies are, shouldn't be here. Like, you see something about, cryomancers, and something about ninjas wielding fire, and warrior monks, and a couple's a lover's dilemma. Just things that just don't seem to really should mesh up on one particular shelf from what you know.
Okay, so inquiry. So I'm gonna try really hard because I'm pretty sure I just got an idea what you're trying to say, but coming from my player character's
Mm-hmm.
perspective, when I'm reading these, are they all like just random different things, or is it just like there are like knowledge books and then there's like these weird books that don't make sense for what else is there, or is
Th-
it all just random stuff?
you just notice that there's a couple of copies of some of the volumes that stick out for one, and two that they shouldn't be in the same section on a bookshelf.
Yeah, that I guess that maybe isn't. I'm trying to think of a way to phrase the question because apparently I'm not being clear. I'm just meaning like, is there actual like when you say volumes, are you talking about like encyclopedia volumes like of info, or is it all just these like weird things about like ninjas and
Yeah,
lovers and all that stuff?
so yeah, sorry, maybe I missed. Yeah, they're just essentially just tales. They're thick books of tales, and a couple of copies of them are on the shelf, and they tell the same story constantly over.
Okay, okay, so it's like a continuation. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yep. All right.
So are we assuming that lore has
So Lore
told us about this?
has given us the information that there are 6 things we're supposed to find in the library that we can recite that will call the power of thunder or lightning.
I suppose after finishing being an idiot, I'm gonna go down to the other room and
So we've
investigate
got
it.
quite some time.
Yeah,
All right. Are you wanting
thanks.
to trying to find? Are you trying to find a certain? Are you trying to find a certain hint to the clue you're working on? Then.
Yeah, since we know now that we need to find like 6 things that would be recited, like about the power of thunder, I'm gonna look for stuff like that.
All right. Go ahead and roll me an investigation.
For the record, I'm also going to do that after finding that out.
That is a 19.
Okay. With that roll, you kind of notice that with at least two of the stories, that there's three characters that seem to be in each other's stories. The monk and a soldier and, to your dismay, a bard. And those three seem to be talked about in the same world and having journeys on a boat and having some small differences of opinions that tend to get them in trouble. But oddly enough, you can't seem to pin down the names as the names are blurred out in this particular section.
I'm just going to send out, I guess, a message to the others, just mentioning to keep an eye out for stories concerning a monk, a soldier, and a bard.
There's 2 soldiers, right?
Oh,
No, one
was
soldier.
it 2 soldiers? Did I mishear?
Yeah, it was one soldier, a bard, and a monk.
What was that you broke up there?
Oh, sorry. It's one soldier,
Oh,
one monk,
okay,
and
so
a
one
bard.
3
soldier.
people.
3
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I messaged back.
I make a note to myself to not send any more messages to Argus.
All right, Lore is going to investigate the southwestern bookshelf area off this main chamber.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation.
That one is much worse. That is an 11.
Yeah, you're not really catching a big hint this time around. The only thing that you see is that there's something about two brothers of ice who are quarreling, and their interaction with a character who lives in the fire gardens. And that's all you're kind of able to get, but there's no mention of names or anything that seems like it ties directly with the other three.
2 brothers of ice quarreling with a guy in the fire garden.
Yep.
I have a couple things I'd like to do as well.
Sure.
I'd like to go and pick up one of the books and go back to an infinite hallway. First thing I'd like to do is throw a copper piece as far as I can down the hallway and see what happens to that.
Okay. So as soon as you throw the copper piece, it just kind of it kind of just floats down. Like it doesn't like hit a force like a wall like you see. Like it doesn't like thud against it. It kind of goes and it just slowly just floats down in front of you.
Okay, I'd like to do the same with the book.
The book just disappears and returns back to the shelf you put it back on.
Okay. It's fine.
All right. Anything from Tatanka?
I'm just gonna go down here with Lore and see if there's anything I can help him with.
Okay. Well, if you'd like to, you can roll an investigation check.
Or provide advantage.
17.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can help me on the next one.
Okay, so with that roll, you kind of peer over Laura's shoulder, and for some reason, you can actually make out you know, essentially the words Sub-Zero in dwarf. Like it just pops out at you.
Okay. Hey, Laura, do you want to take a look at this? It might be interesting.
Do I see the same word? And I speak Dwarvish, so I guess it could be Dwarvish.
Really should.
Yeah, I mean, Tatanka points it out to you, and you kind of could tell that that particular word seems to pop out a lot more. Initially, you thought it was just the condition of how cold these guys' ice is, but you kind of are starting to get the feeling that that may actually be a name.
Huh. I thought they were just cold as ice. Fascinating. Okay. So, a name, two brothers with a potential name of Sub-Zero, and in a feud with someone from the Fire Gardens. Okay.
All right, next character.
Who's up? Belzak?
Yeah, I would assume Belzak.
Since Argus
Okay.
is
Argus
unconscious.
is just sleeping.
I have stuff, but it's not precisely what you all would call useful, so I'll wait.
No, go ahead and do your stuff.
I'm going to. Laura is going to go down into these southern stacks and start just looking through stuff.
Likewise.
Yep.
My things real quick. Where I'd like to. Does it seem like I can see anything that's at the end of this hallway, or does it just look like a real long hallway, essentially to the horizon?
Yeah, it just looks like it's just kind of a repeat of just the hallway that you're in, just stretching on indefinitely. Like there's not even doors or anything like that. It's just
Sorry, you cut out there.
wow, that's
You're cutting out really bad.
That's weird. Okay. So, essentially, it's just a repeat of just like the hallway that's next to you. So the walls and the floor, it just kind of stretches on indefinitely in front of you.
Okay. And next, is there anything else that's out of the ordinary about this room that we're in?
Go ahead and roll me a insight check.
Oh, we're good at these. In fact, I will shift so that I can get advantage on the house. Oh, I didn't need it. Not 20. 29.
Good lord. Yeah, you can definitely tell that it's kind of odd in a sense because the feeling that you
You're
get
cutting
from
out.
God damn. Let me exit out real quick and then come back in. All right, let's try that again. All right, so the odd thing is that the shifting magic that you use to switch forms, you kind of get the same feel out of this area. Like the floors and the walls and stuff have that similar ability just based off the feeling that you have. That there's something that can happen to change the appearance of the area that you're in.
Mm. And is there anything else I notice that's strange behavior along the lines of like parameters or rules of this room? Like you can't go down the hallways, or you can't leave with stuff.
Aside from what you know, it seems like there's something that has to happen before you're allowed to proceed down the hallways. You can definitely tell that there's something beyond there, but for some reason you just aren't able to physically or spiritually or pretty much you're basically physically your person is stuck in the parameters of this room for now.
Okay. And can I hear anything from down that hallway?
You kind of it's kind of like garbled, like kind of like there's a lot of, if I want to put anything, it's like hearing a lot of static on the line. There's something definitely down there, but there's too much interference for you to get a good feeling as to what that is.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Hmm.
I guess I'll go back to looking at books with the rest of everybody.
Okay. All right. Who's next? Spellzack, was it?
Yeah. Um, so I'm just gonna basically follow suit and kind of start looking for things involving this. Assuming we shared the info on Sub Zero.
Yep.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm going to kind of peruse and look for things involving Sub Zero and the aforementioned info.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another investigation.
Try a different dice. Maybe we'll get lucky. That was a little better. 16.
You can tell that the interactions between the three monks and Sub Zero and the warrior from the Fire Gardens, they eventually meet up, but their tale goes on a little bit further than what you've read. So chronologically, essentially, you have the brothers quarreling, the fight between them and the guy from the Fire Gardens, and then the three warriors going onto a boat, and then the five of them meeting up on an island.
And that's all I found on this one.
Yep.
Okay, well then I'm going to proceed down and start looking through these as well.
Just out of curiosity, in reading about these people, the monk, the soldier, and the bard, are genders indicated of them?
So far, the only one that has turned up is that the soldier is female.
Okay.
Also, as I return from hallway shenanigans, I'd like to cast Enhance Ability on Lore to give him advantage on intelligence checks.
Swag.
Sweet.
I should probably do that too. So, somebody kick Argus.
How high are you flying?
I believe he's asleep at this point.
All right. Well, then Lore is going to examine the book.
Sorry, I don't know if I cut out or you cut out, but you said you were gonna.
Which, second one was a natural 20, so 26.
Oof.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah. All right.
Advantage for the save.
So, essentially, what ends up happening is that you get the name of the warrior from the Fire Garden, and oddly enough, for someone from the Fire Garden, his code name was Scorpion, which, for some reason, actually doesn't mesh well with being fire and bugs and whatnot. But there lay another name that finally has revealed itself.
Okay. Argus at some point will wake up. What? Oh. Pardon me, where did everybody go?
Over here? Doing book stuff?
Okay, now I remember why I fell asleep.
Yeah, I tried to find something more engaging to do myself.
Astral, where are you?
Over here.
Are you doing book things again?
Yes.
Fine, here. And I'm going to pull out my lute and just start strumming it, and I am going to
This place is
cast-
lo-fi.
I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on her for intelligence. So it's
While that's going on, I'm gonna pop out over here and tell him to shut the hell up. I'm trying to read.
No such thing. And I am also going to inspire her.
Is that a D6?
It is. Hang on, I should know that. It is a D6, yes. And while everybody's going around doing this, I'm just going to go around strumming my, singing a song of inspiration for the reading types to take a look. It's in a book.
So
How far can
In
you?
the library.
I was going to say, how far can you sing that before we get hit with a
DCM.
TMTA?
20 seconds from what I've researched for bots. That's what I did. For
Oh,
my
yeah, no, we're good. We good. We vibe it.
just say audio jungle real quick, and we'll be fine.
For the
So
record,
I am
there is a
going to
loop
use-
where you can play like a certain part of the song over and over, and as long as it's not exceeding like 10 seconds, I don't think they even flag it.
Okay, well, hopefully that wasn't like a thing. Anyway, it makes it difficult for me to like I want to like look up lyrics to songs and like make them my thing, but it's hard if I'm going to be flagging up with DMs.
No, he
As long
said
as
it
you
was
don't
anyway,
do,
20
like, a full
seconds.
ballad, I think you're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't sing the whole
Alright.
thing.
That's
Okay, and I am
Stuck in
going
my
to
head.
use 3 of my inspirations, and I'm going to inspire the smart ones. So Belzac, Kestrel, and Lore all have inspiration.
Oh,
for 10
I
minutes.
assumed that you were going to say, like, Lord Belzac and yourself.
Oh, I know this is not my thing. I am stupid enough and smart enough at the same time to know that smart is my thing to go do. So I know go do smart thing.
I have
I
an
leave smart
intelligence
things
of
to smart
6.
people.
I think I know what I'm doing.
My intelligence is 8. Thank you very much.
He's not quite noodle brain, just close.
Noodle sounds amazing right now.
You were saying?
He's not wrong.
No, he's not.
Okay. All right. So inspiration on Belzac, on Lore, on Kestrel. And I still have 1 left in case I need it.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Also, the intelligence
Yes,
thing
advantage on
that's
intelligence
advantage
checks.
on intelligence checks. Excellent. All right. I suppose I'm just continuing to look for more information.
Go and give me a roll.
With advantage.
Good advantage. That would have been a 2 otherwise. 20.
All right. So you're able. So now that you have the name of Sub-Zero and Scorpion, you're able to kind of focus more in on the 3 companions. You find out that the name of the bard is Johnny.
You're cutting out again.
Really weird. Okay. Much.
You like went full roboto for a second.
I did just.
Here, let me try something. I wonder. I'm gonna swap the region on the server, see if that helps.
Oh yeah, that does seem bad.
Lex, did you change your mic or something? You sound like super clear.
I messed with it again, and it seems to have taken to it this time.
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
See if that helps.
okay. How about now? Can you guys hear me all right?
So
For the time being.
Okay. All right. So you were able to get the name of the bard down, and it happens to be the name Johnny. And from what you can read of this guy is definitely a ladies' man, thinking that he is, the god's gift to his realm, and that pretty much everyone should roll the red carpet out to him.
I liked this man already.
Yeah, it happened also for that the name Johnny Cage is something that you may want to note, as it's the name that pops out to you in this book, especially as it kind of gives you more details about his of his victories and defeats in on the island that he was on.
I just call out we've got a August wants to be named Johnny Cage over here.
Let me see that. Wait, he did a splits and then what?
To be honest, I did not expect this story to have names like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and then Johnny.
Amazing.
This Cage fellow seems interesting.
Oh, jeez. All right, who's next?
I'm certain that all of their ends are going to be happy and there's no going to be blood or gore anywhere.
Of course not. You would probably need some sort of code for that.
Well, I would think lore would be next unless you wanted me to go.
All right, I'm gonna go down here, and I'm going to look for more information about the things. I wonder if like the soldier person was looking for anyone.
Okay, go and roll me that.
Ooh, that was a 5, and then another natural 20, so 26.
We're doing it.
Yeah, good rolls tonight.
Nice
It's
advantage.
happening.
Yeah.
All at advantage.
So you focus more on the soldier character, and you find out that she was part of a special ops unit that focuses on locating special thieves and criminals of the worst kind. And despite the fact that she was a female, she actually risen up in her ranks due to her not only her cunning but her amazing fighting ability. And so much in fact that her last name is that of Blade and her first name's Sonia. Definitely one for a warrior.
Nice. But she didn't have like a mission to go find anybody or anything.
As far as you can tell, that story was kind of just pushed in the limelight in favor of the fact that she was more willing to support the other combatants in protecting their realm.
Okay.
And that's what you got from that section.
All right, that's what I got.
Linum will quite arbitrarily just shout out the name Johnny Cage. And then try to run down the hallway.
You hear
And you'll hear shout back, oh, nope, that wasn't a good idea.
you hear the sound of thunder, but nothing really happens.
You hear the sound of that's something.
Wait, what did you just do?
Something
I
that
think I
should
broke
not
my
work.
back.
Johnny Cage Sub-Zero?
Just
Scorpion.
you hear 3 loud cracks of thunder in the distance, but nothing happens.
So anyway,
All right.
we're on this, and I'm noticing this going on. I'm going to go over to lore, and wait. When Lore read that book, it said the 6 things. You need to say or do 6 things in there, whatever.
Yeah.
Recite 6 things, yes.
Did it say specifically anything that would hint as to what those would be? Like, I mean, obviously, it didn't say like these names need to be said, but what I mean is like, is there any hint as to what it would have been?
Well, I'm taking it from what we're hearing when everybody else is shouting these names that we probably need to find out whatever the names of these other 3 people. But they're only
2.
5
We're
characters,
missing
right?
2. Yeah, we have Scorpion, Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage, Sub-Zero, and we need 2 more.
Timothy Hammer.
Nothing. Just
That How? That sounds exactly like one of their names.
We're missing,
Really does.
based on the names and the details that we found, it sounds as though we're missing a monk and one of the Icy brothers.
Praying mantis? That sounds monk-like and insect-like.
Smoke. No, that's stupid.
Smog?
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
well,
Up here where I still am.
well, after that, yeah. When
Let's
we're
keep
done with
looking,
that,
folks.
I'll keep looking.
Yeah, I'm
Carry on. We can
keeping-
do this.
keep
Argus
looking.
limps over and is like, You guys can do this.
August, what did you just do?
I didn't try to do the splits. I'm not built for that.
Lunam, go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Sure. In the meantime, Lunam is also running, opening books and reading out loud every single proper noun he comes across.
Okay.
11.
You notice that the one thing odd about it is that there's still no mention of anything about thunder or lightning.
Was there
PG Sid.
anything on any of the books that we've read that mentioned the name of the island?
So far, you just know that it was just an island owned by a sorcerer, and that was about it.
An island owned by a sorcerer. All right. All right. I suppose I'm gonna focus looking for something on that on my next go.
I got the last information on lore, so somebody else.
I'll do it.
Did it.
Oh wait, no, yeah, she was doing it. My bad.
Who was?
Tatanka.
Okay.
The librarians that were here before, are they still here?
Oh yeah, they're just kind of shaking their heads, going, "What in the hell's going on down here?"
I rolled a 15.
Okay, what information are you searching on, Tatanka?
What was that? Sorry, I was talking to Josh.
I was asking, what information are you searching for?
I'm just saying if there's anything that pops out at me, I'm not the brightest bulb.
Okay, so essentially, you know that the fact that the monk was a descendant of an ancestor who once helped a god of thunder to save the realms 10 generations before him, and that's all you're able to get.
Okay, then I'm gonna mosey along and follow these guys.
Okay, who's next?
I'll go, I guess.
I just have one quick question.
Sure.
Do the librarians, did they seem like, how did, let me rephrase. How did they respond once we said a name and then there was thunder?
They were shocked, like they've never seen anything experienced like that before. It was as if, this phenomenon is actually kind of making them wonder what is actually down here.
Okay. That's it for me. Go ahead, Balzac.
I rolled a 19. Well, 19 after modifier.
I'm sorry, what was that roll again one more time?
19.
Okay. So,
In case it comes up, you still have it. Inspiration. But 19 probably good.
That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, 19's more than enough. So, what piece of information are you focusing on?
After hearing the thunderous booms after names, I'm looking for names that stand out involving the story.
Yeah,
Anything that if I knew, I'm gonna start shouting, like that are associated to said story.
so you can tell that the one thing that sticks out finally after noticing that the one thing that you were missing was the fact that you still have to figure out about this whole thunder god bit, was the fact that that one actually shows up, but oddly enough, at first the word was just lightning. But as you kind of peruse, the words kind of shift a little bit, and it's actually a name. That of Raiden.
Well, again, any names that I come across, I'm still shouting them. Like, I'm gonna make note of that, but
Yeah, I mean that's the only one that you haven't seen that finally showed up on your page. Like finally the translations come into your head and you're just like, "Oh, it's not just lightning, it's Raiden. It's a name. Gotcha." Yeah, that's all you get.
okay.
Wait, so that would be 5 names, or did I miss one writing it down?
Nope, that's 5.
Okay. So
All right.
I suppose
Monk.
I'm going to try and find the last name, which I'm assuming is a monk.
I thought it was
Uh,
the other Ice Brother.
or the other Ice Brother. I forgot about him. So either the other Ice Brother or a monk. I suppose all the sorcerer who owned the island.
Raiden.
Nerdy?
No, you get a lightning strike from Raiden's, but nothing from Nerdy except for just a laugh.
Okay.
Nitty, you're obnoxious and annoying. Anything?
Yeah, just a laughter like an evil madman's laughter.
All right, well, at this point, then, after we've gained more and knowing what we know, I'm going to basically start perusing back through on anything that I may have overlooked, I guess.
Okay.
So I guess rinse and repeat.
All right. So, think Kestra was trying to make a
Well-
roll.
Yeah, I got a, let's see, 12, 20.
Oh yeah, yeah. Finally, you get to one book that kind of sticks out a little bit more, and you're actually kind of impressed by this guy. He turned away from what was apparently his destiny to save his realm because of his brother dying, and the fact that his order shunned him for his aggressive ways. But he came back just to ensure that nothing would happen to the rest of the people he's come to care about, and he ends up becoming the champion of a tournament, and his name goes down in the legend as Liu Kang.
Liu Kang, you said?
Yeah.
Liu Kang.
And there's Rumble,
Yep.
I'm hoping?
Sub-Zero. Scorpion. Sonya Blade. Johnny Cage. Raiden.
Yep.
You
And
remembered 6 things. Well,
Who remembered what? Why are we saying 6 things?
It's actually 11 things.
and
Like
I
that
go
last
for the
name.
palm.
and all of a sudden, a large bolt of lightning comes down, and Argus, go ahead and make me a dexterity check save.
I would love to. That's a crack. Is that a saving throw you said?
Yeah, just go and roll me a dexterity or acrobatics.
Dexterity saving. Acrobatic.
Yeah.
I rolled a 12. Acrobatics is a 15. Dexterity saving throw would be a 16.
All right. Take your highest because I definitely don't want you cinch.
I was gonna say it should probably be a saving throw. Because it's like an attack, right?
Yeah, he just got a little too close to the center there.
Okay. So what happens?
So you manage to get away quick. Like you see the lightning, and thankfully you're able to just reflexively, you're just able just to kind of step mildly enough to the side to where a couple of feathers get singed, but no real damage is done.
Off to the side, Kestrel sees this and just starts cackling.
Yep. As soon as that happens, the two brothers automatically eye each other and automatically just run towards the door, leaving.
Weren't they supposed to be like the strongest?
Can I yell out after them? Like, hi, where are you going? Excuse me?
It's like, we gotta report this to the boss, and they just out. They're just gone. They're pretty much running at a dead sprint up the stairs.
Okay.
Hello, hats. It's a nice hat, you hats.
Do you want the hat?
Are you asking him or?
I am engaging in
If he
conversation
wants the
with
hat.
You're engaging in conversation with a hat.
It is.
Not the man wearing the hat.
It's a very fine hat.
He looks at you and he's like, "Thank you. Very fine straw was made into this hat."
Wonderful. You look positively smashing in it, if I do say so. Hello. We were looking for clues for a thing. And, apparently we found you. So, hello.
From here, did I see the lightning flash?
Oh yeah, you could definitely tell that there were light, like it was a blinding enough light that you know that something came out of this room. So
I'm gonna kind of put my arms at my side and kind of shrug and be like, "You must be rated."
yes, Thunder God, defender of Earthrealm.
I'm gonna turn around and walk down the hallway.
Wasn't
Just to see if I
that Liu
can.
Kang fellow the defender of the Earth realm? I don't know. I wasn't reading the book, well, it is nice to meet you. I am August, and these are my compatriots. Um,
He's not the one leading us, just so you know.
Semantics. Anyway, um, so we were looking for information for a clue. Yes, I don't really know what we're doing here. Kestrel, back me up.
No, you're doing fine. Go on, keep going.
Don't worry, buddy. It's all semantics.
So we called you here. So what have you got for us?
Ah, you're here for the contest.
We are.
Very well. There's two ways we can go about this. One is you can prove your worthiness of my power and face me and my compatriots in a mortal combat, or you may seek them out individually and prove your worthiness to them.
So what you're saying is basically we have to fight you. We have no choice, but we can either do so in a group or one-on-one.
No, 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 no. In this chamber there are mortal souls, mortals I protected that are in need of salvation. Help them, and I should count towards your worthiness.
Oh, we
Help
can talk to people. I can talk to people.
Have I been able to proceed down the hallway since this happened?
No, but you do feel that something has changed outside of the area that you haven't been able to access before. Like you can sense that there's a slight weakening on the other side.
Okay.
Okay, so.
You just really want to go down that hallway.
I really want to figure out how this works.
I told you, man. Missed opportunity. Anyway.
It is dangerous as a dungeon master to include anything that is not immediately relevant to your plot because this is what happens. Everyone forgets about the plot and they're just focused on the chair that the DM mentioned because if the DM mentions a chair, it's important.
I will say, though, that me exploring this hallway led to some discoveries.
Oh no, I'm not mocking you. I'm all for it. I just find it deeply funny. Keep doing what you're doing. Go for it.
Are you real, Mr. Raiden, was it?
Poke him.
He
I don't like to touch people without their consent.
he basically looks at you and he's like, I wouldn't say that I'm real and not real, but at the same time this form is not my original. It feels as if I was
I should have
copied.
clarified, yeah. That is more what I meant. Okay.
So, how would you like to proceed to test your might?
You said we have to help souls in need of salvation, you said?
Yes, help them and that will be proof enough of your might.
What do they need help from?
Their paths are diverging from where they need to be, and we need that to be corrected.
Hmm.
No.
Are
Well,
there
where would
paths-
we find these poor souls then?
He kind of flexes his hands a little bit. His eyes start cackling with energy, and then you see a huge amount of electricity surge through the floor. And there's a conduit underneath him that ends up emitting a bright blue light. And all of a sudden, you can feel the area around you start to shift. And all of a sudden, Lunam, since you're right in front of it, you can actually see that the hallway actually has some substance to it now.
I had some more questions for you, but there are pressing matters that I must attend to if you'll excuse me. And I slowly just kind of back up through the hallway.
Yeah, I mean, you can pass through it easily now.
Okay. And like as I'm walking backwards, I'm shouting since I'm getting further. Are these souls diverging from their paths as a result of their own choices, or
No.
something else?
Something higher at work is diverging them. I assume it's whoever copied my original form and put it in here.
I stop. So, I'm, if I'm understanding, then Nerdy put these souls into peril for us to then save for the sake of his
Own
contest.
amusement.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, I am not sure. All I know is I sense the mortals I was protecting in Earth realm at peril, and I am not able to proceed beyond this room.
What you're saying is you have no clue.
No, all I know is that their souls are in danger, and I do not wish them to have harm. But apparently, the only way we leave this place is either someone assists them, mortals like you, or we fight our way out.
So how did you open up those rooms or those hallways?
With a little bit of energy that I have left given to me by this copy body, I was able to open it up.
Damn copy buddies.
Okay.
I
I'll
see.
try to be big dem heroes then.
You see Lunam's brow furrow, and the like whimsy that he had on is no longer there. And I take out my shield and walk down the hallway.
Okay. He does give you one last warning. He will say that you will only have one opportunity to save them, and if not, then you may have to save their souls through other methods later on. So try not to mess this up.
Ominous.
Please don't tell me what to do.
It was a suggestion, not a command.
That's fair. I don't know if I'm talking to like an actual you that's an actual you entity, or since you're a copy, maybe you're just an extension of this nerdy person. Um, and I was kind of speaking to the latter being the actual possibility.
No, I feel as myself. There's no one else in this body except for my essence. You could trust me on that one at least.
Mm, I feel like
August
that's
is
what you would
bored on
think
your
if you were a real copy, to be honest.
You can roll an insight check to see if he's lying.
I Lunam believes him. Lunam thinks he. Let me rephrase. Lunam believes that this Raiden believes that he's actually Raiden, but it's also possible that he's just fully a copy that was designed to believe that he's Raiden.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Man, it's sick. That thinking pattern. I
You brought this on yourself.
Exactly.
I
The first
did.
time.
No worries. All right. So what's the plan now?
August is going down the hallway looking for souls to save.
And as soon as I saw August take off, I booked it after him.
Okay, so I do have one question.
Hopefully you won't have a movement speed of 25.
Before we take off, noticing that there were two halls when we walked in, I'm going to ask him, and what exactly, like, which direction do we go for this? What lies down each hallway?
He basically just gestures to his. Basically, he gestures in this. Come on. Oh, I gotta go token layer? Really? Okay. So he basically gestures this way. He's like, this way you will have to test your worthiness before the monk and the two brothers. And then he gestures over this way. This one you will have to prove your cunning against a ninja master. And deal with a lover's quarrel.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going this way.
All right, yeah.
I'm good at lovers' quarrels. I'm
Let's
usually good at
definitely go
starting
with it.
them, but here we are.
Okay. So as soon as
I
you
can make
guys
them better.
get to this point about here-ish, and at this point, you guys can go ahead and roll
Also,
me
in
a perception
retort
check.
to his level.
Perception, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeet, as they say. 24.
Okay. So, Lunam, as you get to this junction here, you can tell that there's two things that are distinctly different. The room that lies before you, in this general direction, has a huge amount of heat coming out of it. It is basically hotter than a forge that's smelting metal, and it's really blazed. It's blazing and really dry heat that's coming out of her. And then to the bottom of you, you definitely hear a quarrel down there, but there's also the sound of punching and things being dropped, and you definitely can tell that there's a large amount of yelling down there.
Are we all
Oh.
hearing this then, or is it just him?
Well, since you got there before the rest of you.
I'll share that information with the group.
So we can either deal with something that sounds like Argus and Kestrel, or we can go do the other way. And I vote other thing.
Does it?
What do you mean, August and Kestrel?
It means you fight like you're married.
I was more
So
going
that-
for quarreling, but
So deal with the quarreling couple or the fire, and you choose the
Yeah.
fire.
the-
fire.
I don't like it when my fur gets burned. It smells bad for quite a while.
All right, I'm gonna head towards the voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is how Argus dies.
All right. All right. Let me go ahead and get this all. Oh, right. Those are on token level.
Has anybody come back since the librarians went to go inform their boss?
No, and from recollection, you're not gonna have to worry about that because it took you about a solid half hour walking down the steps, and it was a winding road, so it's not like you can just blaze right up them. So it's gonna be a while for anyone to come down.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are go ahead and take the path south. As you enter the room, you can kind of get the feeling that Argus, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
19.
Yeah, you smell pretty much the smell of sweat and the chalky smell and sound of just what basically a well-used gym smells like essentially, and with lack of other terms.
Okay.
And as you enter the area, you see these two just kind of talking about the fact that, she keeps blaming Johnny about the fact that if he had just put a little bit more into his training and wisen up a little bit, he would actually make a hell of a warrior that could be more efficient at doing what was right and not, come in second place at the last tournament. He keeps arguing with her, saying that she needs to chill out and enjoy life a little bit. Otherwise, what's the whole point of living? And, they kind of go back and forth on that tangent quite a bit.
So, folks, how are we doing?
They kind of look at you and they yell, "Fine!" And then they go back to bickering.
Look, I can't help but notice that you're having some sort of spat, eh?
No,
See,
she.
told you they sounded like you.
Um, they pay you no mind as they're still bickering at each other at this point.
I'd like to cast Calm Emotions on them.
Okay. Oh, what DC is that?
That is a DC 15 Charisma save. If the creature fails, I choose one of the two following effects.
Ooh.
Charm or Frightened, we're skipping that. You can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice that is hostile towards indifferent ends. I probably should have read this further before I cast it. Well, we'll keep going. It felt very applicable, and I've never used it before, so let's go.
Yeah, they both failed.
Cool, I'll make them feel... Does it... Before I decide, does it seem to me like they are charmed? I don't know that I would have any reason to know that information.
You can roll me an Arcana check if you'd like, just to see if there is an incantation on them.
13.
No, there's no. You can tell that there's no magic at work here. It is just these two are just pretty much like throwing ice in a boiling pot of oil. It's just a mess, and it could catch fire on everyone nearby.
They're about to be charmed.
Yeah, I'll make them feel indifferent about one another because they certainly seem hostile towards each other at this point.
Yeah, they slowly feel a sense of like, you know what, this is just not worth their time, and they both kind of just go their separate ways a little bit. And she starts hitting the punching bag, and he just starts pumping the iron a little bit.
Alright, cool. Mission complete. Let's go somewhere else.
Well, I think we're supposed to get them to agree or something, aren't we? We're supposed to have them finish their unfinished business.
I'm sure you're right.
Too many skeletons in the closet.
Get through to them now.
So, my dear, what seems to be the fuss with this striking-looking fellow with the sunglasses? He knows that we're inside, right?
She's like, he says it adds to his charm, which he's not wrong, but yeah, it's still pretty dumb. She keeps being the
Yeah,
bag.
but he is quite the looker. But what seems to be this whole kerfuffle? What's causing you to
She keeps
have this whole thing?
She keeps hitting the bag hard, and she's like, well, you see him. He spends more time in his looks in front of a mirror than anything else, and all I ever asked of him is to focus on the training, enlist in our special forces, and do some good rather than sit behind a camera and just make money.
I will say that is a pretty big ask. Miss.
But you said that I overheard you say something that you were disappointed because he came in second in the tournaments?
She kind of goes, yeah, he has a lot of potential as a warrior, and he easily could have defeated one more opponent, made it to the finals, and it could have been him that would have been the champion instead of Liu Kang. But no, he slacked off on his training more than likely, and here we are, second and fifth place.
Well, first of all, this Liu Kang fellow, isn't he one of your friends? You guys were traveling with him, weren't you?
You can still be friends with someone and actively compete. I just don't like the idea that I lost.
But wasn't he the one who was in second place and you're in fifth? Is that what I heard?
She kind of points at, yeah, because I lost to him, and that's what's even more disappointing.
But you were
I know
places
that-
lower.
Friend has different priorities, and you are upset that he primps and preens himself and frankly looks amazing for it. Which is, but you see, the thing is that he merits. He brings his own things to the table. He was able to go as far as he did in the tournaments. He almost won the whole thing, and well, the way that he does things may be a little different than people who can swing around a fancy sword and cast all sorts of magical spells or hit things in the face with giant axes. But just because he isn't so focused on that aspect of combat things, doesn't mean that he doesn't bring anything to the table. Kestrel? Is
That
that...
feels oddly specific.
I'm just
Feels like it's a little bit about.
I have already wandered off and went to go talk to the gentleman.
Argus, before that, Argus, roll me a persuasion check to see if that actually got her to soften up a little bit.
I like persuasion. That is an 18.
Yeah, she actually takes your word and under consideration. You could tell that she's not hitting the bag as fiercely anymore, but you can tell that the gears are definitely turning in her head a little bit about what you said.
Look, darling, it's obvious that you feel something for him and he for you as well. I'm sure that with support and nurturing, caring environment, the two of you can go even further if you just back each other up.
Alrighty, Kestrel, what are you saying to Johnny?
Well, what is he doing over here? Like, she was hitting the bag. What is he doing?
I feel like he's vibing, honestly.
He's just basically he's just doing some bicep curls with the weight in front of him, just working out the arms and switching it
Are
up.
both of his hands occupied with weights?
Yeah.
All right. While he's doing that, I want to lean over, get close, and then just snatch the sunglasses off his face.
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand.
17.
Let's see here. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. He's like, nice try. All the fans try to get the glasses.
fan, are you absurd? That's the funniest thing I've heard all day.
He drops the weights and he pulls out
What's
a
going
picture.
on over there?
He drops the weight. He pulls out in one brief motion. He pulls out from his back pocket a picture. It says "To my greatest fan," and then gives it to you, and then picks up the barbell again.
I toss it into the air and light it and shoot it like straight through the sunglasses with a firebolt.
Wait, you're gonna fireball what now?
The picture that he
Okay.
just handed to me, straight through the sunglasses.
Not him, come.
Not him.
I heard at the glasses. I'm like, wait, what?
No, just the picture.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just roll the hit, just to see if your aim's just not off.
Oh, not my best. Let's see. That was. Oh,
You have inspiration if you want it.
I used it earlier.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, 12. I rolled poorly on one of my intelligence checks.
I mean, it wasn't square on, but you did get kind in the middle of it.
It lit on fire. That's the important
Yeah,
part.
roll me an insight check, Kestrel.
Much better. 15.
He's like, check your back pocket, sweetie.
Oh god. I checked my back pocket.
He says, it's like, just in case you need to look at me tonight.
What the hell is wrong with you? How many times did your parents drop you on your head as a child?
Oh. He just like,
Clearly not enough.
it's like, what? It's like, what? You're not here for the main event for the cage match later on tonight?
Is there a cage in that, or is it just you fighting someone because your name's Cage?
He kind of looks at you and he just shakes his head.
It's a euphemism for sex.
Shut up, August!
Sonia gets really up-nerved about what's going on and just starts hitting the bag hard again.
And you just made me undo all of my work for a stupid joke.
Seriously though, what the hell is wrong with you? You're over here, what, polishing your glamour muscles, while a gorgeous woman like that is over there being hit on by my friend, who, by the way, well, you don't want to know what he does in bed. What is wrong with you?
He kind of looks at you. Glamour muscles. He just kind of, you just see him in a blur come over here and just kick this thing into the wall. And just one swift green blur, and you just see the bag just explode out of nowhere. Go ahead and let's see here. Okay, roll me a go and roll me an insight check there, Kestrel.
At this point in time, Lunam is pacing back and forth, very like he's
17.
very not pleased with this whole event.
17.
Yeah, you can tell that kick, you could tell that kick had enough force just to pretty much destroy that bag, and from what you can tell from Sonya, like she's wailing on that thing, but the fact that thing just exploded as it hit the wall just shows you that he's not there just for the show. He is a full-on competent fighter with some major skills.
Being competent doesn't mean that you're not a narcissistic asshole.
He kind of kisses his biceps like, I didn't say I wasn't.
You're a fool, and one of these days you're going to die old, alone, and no muscles because they're going to have deteriorated. And that woman is going to be adored by someone who actually cares about her. So keep that in mind as you die alone in your bed.
Lunam is leaving this room. He's had enough of this bullshit.
Are you still talking about me?
It's all in your head, August.
Oh, man.
I am not the best person for any of this, and someone else should have taken this role. But I get all of this kind of bullshit every day.
I went over to Sonya specifically because me going over to Johnny was just going to be, man, just you do you.
It's like, this guy's so cool. He's like, I know.
And basically, I'm just taking all of my pent-up Argus frustration out on this guy.
Oh shit, this is good. Oh man. Anyone else have a bright idea that they want to try?
Oh, before Lunam leaves, he says, just be grateful that you're able to sit here and argue with each other about nonsense. That you still have each other. And he fucking leaves.
Roll me a persuasion just to see if those words actually do anything.
Oh, trust me, they won't. Why do I keep getting nat 20s? 18.
Wow.
Damn. Yeah. Johnny kind of, turns his back to Kestrel, and he kind of thinks it over a little bit, and he's like, yeah, well, you're right in a way, and Sonya just kind of goes, it's like, why can't he just grow the hell up? And she just goes back to being like, it looks like their emotions have calmed down a little bit again since the last since the whole blow up with him trying to seduce Kestrel. So they're back to being calm.
I would think me lighting his picture on fire would be aggressive. Would be an obviously aggressive no.
What can I say, dude? Men, they suck.
Right?
No means probably not. Look, darling,
Listen.
he's obviously childish. I know a little bit about that sort of thing, but I mean, you've got to like. He obviously cares, and the two of you seem to care about each other. And it's sure he's going to do things that upset you and what have you, but the two of you obviously have the whole thing going on. You shouldn't be mad at him because he only came in second instead of first.
You know, some people like coming in second.
Oh my god.
This is why Luna left.
Tataka,
Just like, go to follow Luna.
Tataka, before you leave, roll me an insight check.
That was a natural one, so 3.
Okay, yeah, you're just
Take
yeah, you basically hear that comment and you're just like I can't anymore.
I like audibly like sigh and roll my eyes and just walk away with my head hung in shame.
She actually did that in real life, by the way.
I did.
All right, Balzac, you do an insight check.
Gladly. Not as good as like 11.
You kind of just get this suspicion that with Sonia's perception of the situation, she thinks that Johnny isn't able to fulfill his potential. Where Johnny is trying, at least, he is putting in the time. So if there was a way for Johnny to show that he did the best he could, maybe there could be a compromise in there. But you're not 100% sure if that's a solid plan or not, considering you're not sure if you're missing any details at this point.
So what you're saying is, I kind of get the impression that he actually did give his all, and it just
Yeah,
ended up being that difficult.
yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to think about how to work with that. Okay, so looking at Johnny, he's a fairly like stacked dude, right? Like obviously.
Yeah, he's in peak physical condition for a human.
Okay, so. Okay, so I don't have to go looking at character sheets to know. Who would I interpret as being like our most agile person here?
No.
Probably Kestrel.
Yep.
Okay. Sonia, I'm going to propose something. First off, I'm going to go challenge him to a weightlifting competition, personally. Just bear with me. And I'm going to ask Kestrel if she will try to basically swing at him and hit him. And I mean like, like sparring, trying to like hit him. I want to kind of show where he's at and what he's trying to do, like what he's capable of physically, that he's actually trying.
Okay, I see what you're doing. All right.
Yeah. So I'm going to walk over to Johnny after explaining what I actually. You had to put this in my head, so now I'm trying to like impromptu it. All right, Sonia, watch this. I don't really like to toot my horn, but I'm pretty strong. I mean, look at me. Maybe not pretty, but when it comes to strength, I got it. So I'm going to challenge him, see what he can do. I don't really think you can get much stronger than where I'm at right now. If he's at that point, we can have him duke it out with Kestrel, who is quite the athlete as far as moving quickly. And I would say that if he can keep up or surpass either of us, he's probably trying pretty hard. Just a thought.
Okay, go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage.
Ooh, fancy. You said persuasion?
Yeah.
14? I rolled crappy on those.
Now that's what I was saying. Like, did you roll your advantage roll? She.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 and a 14.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, considering the fact she's calmed down a little bit, she mulls over. She's like, well, you. She kind of looks at you, and she definitely notices your physique, and she's like, all right, well, can't can't be worse than his last competition. It was what they call a Mr. Universe or some dumb crap like that. It's just a way for men just to posture themselves in front of judges. Anyway, so all right, I guess we'll just do strength check versus strength check and on reps and go from there.
So yeah, I will propose this to Johnny, see if he approves.
He's like he's down and he's like, you want to put some money on this?
How much are you thinking?
Well, how much you got?
No, we're not going there, but I'm totally down. I'm feeling brave. Let's do 1 platinum each.
He's like done. Just flicks it. He just puts it on the bench.
I'll put 1 of mine on there too.
Yep, throws it on the bench. He's like, all right. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and roll that, and as long as oh, how should we do this? Should we do this strength check versus strength check, or should we do a flat DC check? What do you think is more fair?
Well, I'd say we just go for strength. That's what it is. Let's just go for it.
Okay, so yeah, we'll just do opposing strength check. So, oops. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I put an extra slash in there. That's why. All right, 16.
I got a 19.
Yeah. You're out. Rep him, and he's. You can tell that he's at the point of exhaustion. You pull up a pretty good sweat, and both drop the bells, and he's like, all right, man, you're definitely one of the stronger guys I've met. Sonya looks pretty impressed by the display of strength. She's like, okay, well, maybe he isn't as weak as I thought.
Kestrel, would you like to have some fun?
If it involves somehow physically injuring him, then yes. Otherwise, not interested.
Take your best shot.
I pull out my rapier.
He just kind of looks. He's like, all right. Like, just kind of.
I spin it around in my hands a couple times, warm it up, use like a couple of green flame blades, and like leave like a trail of fire in the air, and then just start softly humming.
See, it's green.
And activate Blade Song.
Okay.
Before she starts this really quick, I'm going to go over and I'm going to whisper in your ear, "You're welcome." And then I'm going to stand back and let them do their thing.
And I'm gonna see the fire and come running.
The moment that he says, "You're welcome," I cast invisibility and I dart forward at him. At Johnny.
All right. So it's your stealth versus my insight, right? Or perception.
I suppose so, but I would have advantage if I'm invisible.
Yeah. So yeah, you get advantage on your stealth roll. So.
I also get advantage on my attack roll, I want to say, for my first one.
I believe that is true.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So what's your stealth?
21.
Jeez.
I am taking the place of the rogue in this group.
Does he get disadvantage because he has his sunglasses on?
Yeah, he kind of he gets ready to wind up a
Everything
kick.
can be considered dim light for him.
No, he's taken aback a little bit, and he's trying to figure out where you are, and fortunately he isn't. Your steps are light enough to where he can't even pick you up by sound, so he's just like, what? So yeah, go ahead and roll on that attack roll.
I circle around behind him and right. I just rolled a 19 with, let's see. So that is a 25 to hit.
Oh yeah.
This seems to be going counterproductive to our goals, but here we are. We need to prove that he is the best, and we will prove he is the best by beating him at all the things he is great at.
I don't know. I'm pretty satisfied. 10 points of stabby damage.
Yeah, he kind of just lets out a yelp as he's singed. His body is just like, it's like, ah, it's like, man, lady, if you wanted to get the wax out, you should have said something. Oh, that hurt.
All right, Kestrel. Now, for real, we're trying to do something here, so.
Just one more.
I'm just going to, like, kind of glare in her direction, because obviously I'm guessing I have no clue where she is.
Oh no, I'm visible.
Yeah.
The moment I stabbed him, I became visible.
Yep.
Oh!
I just
Then,
burned a second level spell just so that I could get advantage to stab him.
Well, yeah, I'm going to mean mug you then a little bit.
Roll intimidation.
I'm cool with that. That would be 18.
Okay, I guess we'll roll an insight.
10.
Yeah, you kind of feel that, you got your good smack on him for the fact that, he, for the lack of better sense, he sexually harassed you. So you got your job, so now it's time just to get the job done.
I, sleight of hand. Lift my middle finger and show it to Belzac. And then I just ham it up and say, oh no, whatever can I do? I can't defeat this mighty warrior.
Roll me a performance check.
I am proficient in performance. With a natural fucking 20. 23.
Oh shit. They buy it. They're like, yeah, you basically show them that was your best shot, and you barely cinched the guy. So, you prove that he actually was tough, I guess.
And I just fall to the ground, swooning and feign death.
Yeah, I'm going to, try not to laugh too loudly. I'm going to be chuckling and kind of turn my head.
What an event.
Right.
Welcome back, everyone.
You doing all right over there?
I wanted that to be a natural one so bad.
The fact it's a natural 20, it just makes it even funnier.
Oh God. Argus, you can kind of see the concern on Sonia's face a little bit about, the fact that, he's taken a little bit of a beating, and, she kind of feels bad that the situation kind of evolved in this.
Yeah, he did just kill Kestrel, though, so...
Well, my darling, the ball seems to be in your court. I mean...
She thinks it over a little bit, and she goes, so what's to say that, he just won't go back to his old ways after this?
Who's to say that he was going in a different way? I'm honestly thinking that he was actually trying, and it was just legitimately that rough.
Argus and Belzac, go ahead and roll me insight checks.
Oof.
Just in the meantime...
That's a 9 for me.
Oh, wait, actually.
Mine's better.
Well, how much better?
Insight is 18.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Good.
Yeah, so Argus, you can kind of tell that this really wasn't about Johnny being weak. It was about the fact that Sonia lost to someone she considered a joke, and now seeing that, for a second time he's getting, the business given to him, you can kind of tell that she's just a little bit more relieved the fact that she didn't lose to a weak guy.
Okay, so you can see that he's actually fairly competent. He's fairly good at doing what he does. So you don't need
I
to.
mean, he did just blow up a bag by kicking it, so.
Straight
Also,
up,
Kestrel's one of the strongest people I've ever met, and she's dead now.
She just like twitches and spasms for a second.
I actually forgot about that, not gonna lie.
Every time someone mentions her name, she just like twitches.
Dying.
Tongue sticking out and everything.
So was this a little bit early for you there, Sal?
No, I was actually. I'm happy to know that you guys salvaged a bad situation. Thank God for that 20 roll from for Luda, because otherwise, like, oh shit, now we're gonna have to deal with that later. Okay, but.
For the
Ugh.
record, every time I roll a social check, I am hoping that it's a 1 so I can get that sick -1. But I keep rolling 20s on intimidation and persuasion for whatever reason.
All right, what were you going to do, Lunam?
I was just saying that in this time, Lunam is very like angrily grumbling about like there are tortured souls and these people are out here flirting. What's happening? Lunam is really distressed once more with the state of this whole situation. And I'm truly just looking for just souls that are actually in distress that properly need help.
With that, Lunam, go ahead and roll me an insight check.
18 total.
Yeah, you can tell that, just you get the sense of their actual emotional responses and feelings. You can feel that, the atmosphere in this area went from kind of a dark and, troubled feeling to one that's a little bit more, how can I say it, sanctified? Yeah. So it feels like the area itself, it feels like the burden on this area has lifted a little bit, as if you needed to do that.
So, did we do the thing?
Yeah, so essentially Johnny's body and Sonia's body end up going to the ends of the hall, and their bodies become statues, essentially. You hear a narration going over the fact that without these two being together, they would have the ability to stop another god from invading their world would have ended up in tragedy, and their daughter wouldn't been around to save the world later on in life. So, they by solving this, you essentially help save their world again and corrected their place in their destiny.
Cool. Are there any? Did we manage to salvage any of the copies of his picture?
I mean, Kestrel still has one.
Kestrel, while still eyes closed, tongue stuck out, reaches into her back pocket and lifts the picture up. And then, like, just continues to play dead.
Okay, I will.
With her arm in the air, holding up the
I will
picture.
take the picture. Come on, Ham.
And then arm drops back down.
Come on, Ham. We're done here.
Hey, Argus.
Yes.
Cool story, bro. And I'm gonna walk out.
After everyone's gone, Kestrel sort of like opens an eye, makes sure that no one's around, and then just sort of like kips up, dusts herself off, and then just like saunters out of the room.
Oh man. All right, so as you guys, and get to this area right up here, you essentially are given you hear a sound of thunder essentially, and it basically tells you, well done. Cage and Blade are now happily at rest, and their souls are making their way back to Earthrealm. There, they will continue to ensure that they'll make sure that their legacy and their children's legacy will continue on, and protecting the next generation of combatants.
You said this is like a voiceover?
Yeah, it's Raiden's
You all
voice.
hear from, like, the, like, a hallway down the way, like, just let him shout, "Those were the tortured souls? That creep? What's happening?"
He basically, he basically tells you that, Johnny Cage later on becomes a necessary defender of Earthrealm, and he ends up becoming a competent leader who wisens up in a sense and is able to actually do what he needs to. And he actually served with his would eventually be his wife later on. So he grows up and matures quite a bit. And he gives up he doesn't necessarily give up Hollywood completely, but he learns that there's other priorities other than being in front of a camera.
Is there any information as to whether or not he stopped harassing women?
Oh yeah, he stopped womanizing pretty much a year or two after they spent a year or two together on the force.
Well, that's better than I suppose. Cool.
It's all right, Luna. It's just go with it.
I am trying so hard. Like, he's properly distracted.
Roll 1. When doing anything that involves anything as though it's sort of August related or August like tangential, just assume that it's best going into it with the mentality of I'm drunk. It makes life so much easier. I'm not
It's
saying
hard
you need
not
to
to
be
take-
drunk. Just pretend that you are.
It's hard not to take the insult to this, but we find a way to move on.
Okay, I will try. Maybe I'll
All right.
try.
Well, this next room here appears to be on fire. So what are we doing here?
Wait,
All right,
hold on.
chums.
Hold
Fire.
on. Hold on. You guys, all of you roll me a damn perception check.
No.
Yes. Ludin feels at home doing that. He'll just listen out for.
I am on fire.
Dear 11.
I just rolled another natural 20.
Yeah,
You said insight, right? 15.
Perception.
perception.
Perception. Oh,
Natural
17.
20, so 22.
23.
21.
Okay, not the same. Like someone better get a roll better than 10. As you guys were walking out, you noticed that there's two chests that weren't there before as you walked into this area.
Ooh. Loot. I shall loot the loot.
All they trapped.
I mean, you could roll I guess perception would be the applicable skill here.
Investigation, I think, is.
Oh, yeah.
usual.
Yeah, investigation then.
How long does enhanceability last?
An hour. I believe.
Hour.
So I would still have it or no? How long did it take us to find all our clues?
I would think it would only taken you guys maybe about 20 minutes because you guys had such high rolls.
Good God, why didn't I have rolls like this morning? Our other game. 24.
Yeah, both chests are completely trap-proof at this point. You just
Good. Out of my way.
The moment August touches her, because he shoves her out of the way, she falls to the ground. Oh, this mighty warrior! And just like closes her eyes, tongue out, twitching and dead.
Argus does not notice or pay any attention.
What are you doing?
I told you! Drunk!
That's her. She does that now.
This is quarreling, guys.
Yes, but it's quarreling between a guardian and her ward, not couples.
That relationship can blur its lines sometimes.
I distinctly remember hearing somebody say earlier, I know what he's like in bed.
I'm
I'm just
30
saying.
times his age.
Thank you for saying that, because I really wanted to announce that, but I was like, I'll just let it go.
Oh no, I definitely noticed.
Oh, I'm not talking about sexual proclivities. I'm talking about what he actually does in bed. I've had to clean up his messes.
That can
Feathers everywhere.
You probably should clarify next time, just saying. 'cause that's definitely not what I got from
We-
that.
It's all been said. Moving on.
10, 30
I'm with
times.
Argus on this one.
While this whole conversation is very fantastic and stimulating, look at all of this shiny stuff.
Right, shiny stuff. What is the shiny stuff?
All
Wait,
right.
no, I'm still dead.
All
I'm
right.
gonna walk over and kind of nudge Kestrel with my foot and like make sure she's okay.
All right. So inside, each of you receives 81 gold pieces. And 138 silver pieces.
You said how much silver?
138.
He-
Oh, wow. So you guys get 10 gems that are worth 10 gold pieces each.
We each get, or just
Each.
as a whole out there?
What kind of gems are they?
There were 10 gold pieces each, so, you know, just kind of your...
I'll just put them in notes.
Yeah. And then inside, you happen to find, since Argus is in front, Argus, you end up finding a copy of Johnny Cage's Shades in there that have on the side etched into them, "To my greatest fan."
Yes. Donning those immediately.
And then you guys also find 2 potions of healing.
Neat.
Really quick while I'm thinking about it. When we got the platinum, did we get gold with that? I forgot.
Nope, just the platinum.
It was just platinum. Okay.
Yeah, I have a way to give you loot finally, because we're not finding just random, you know, spiders and wolves and shit. You're actually in a dungeon again. Alright, man, that's all that's in him.
So who gets the potions of healing?
I don't care. I got the real treasure.
It's certainly not your dignity. Or mine.
Aren't you still lying there
Sound.
dead?
Yes,
Talking
that's
about
right, I'm
dignity.
dead. I did say mine. Oh, right, I'm dead.
Convincing, isn't it?
Well,
I
it
don't mean to be
convinced
the
them.
greedy sounding ones, but I have a tendency between Tatanka and Tatanka and I have a tendency to be kind of in the fray more than everybody else, so maybe us?
I don't particularly care either way, but I was the one who nearly died on our first scuffle. But you two can have at them.
Okay, so what you guys end up getting was, and you guys can pick whatever ones that you guys want to, but the gemstones in there, if it matters to you, were malachite and, where's my other one? And blue quartz, because those are 10 GP gemstones. So don't know if that matters, but that's what you got.
So we each got 10 of those?
No,
5 each?
5 each. Or if you're particular about a certain one, you guys can divvy them up. But essentially, there's enough for each of you to have a mix of 5 and 5.
Okay, cool.
All right,
You
we're
said blue quartz and malachite?
yeah.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Nope. So where to next, folks?
To the fire room, I suppose.
Oh, goody. This room.
Fire!
Night of fire. Oh, sorry, I can't cue the Eurobeat. You know, good old DCMA rights and all that. All right, so Kestrel, stop right about there. All right, so Kestrel, are you going in first, or how you guys gonna march in?
I have no problem going first. I'm going to be a little bit careful about any potential trap sort of things, though, or anything jumping out at us, seeing as how it's ridiculously hot.
Okay, go and roll me an Arcana check.
Not my best. 14.
You can tell that in certain aspects of this room, there's some really hot magic going on in here. You can make out a couple of objects in this area, and then in this area here, that there's a huge amount of heat radiating from there. Although you can't see it, there's something really hot there.
Alright. Um, would anybody complain if I wanted to take 10 minutes just to sort of see if I can spot? There seems to be heat coming from these two spots, but I can't see anything there. But if I have 10 minutes, I can sort of do a thing that lets me see a thing.
Just let you see magical things.
That's the thing I'm talking about.
Magical things away.
Alright, I back out the room a little bit. I plop down, pull out my spellbook, and start ritually casting Detect Magic.
Okay. Alrighty, so I'm gonna detect magic.
And then I peek into the room once I'm done.
As soon as she stops casting, it's like, all right, I've done the thing. I whip the sunglasses off and say, detect.
August, go play in the corner.
But are they magic?
Yes, they're magic, Argus.
Sweet. I put them back on and go play in the corner.
With his magic sunglasses, apparently.
Yes. So you can tell that there's some magic surrounding the said object in there, and you can definitely tell that it's not an extremely powerful spell, but you can definitely tell that there's a spell covering said surface area.
So I can tell that there's a spell covering the surface area, but can I tell, like, the type of spell? Like the school?
Yeah, give me one sec here. Let me look up the school real fast. Casters with your schools and your fancy colleges.
Yep, that's what we call them.
That's an illusion spell.
An illusion spell.
What are you hiding?
I do not have any sort of dispel. Hmm. So there's some sort of illusion over in those corners where the sources of heat seem to be coming from.
I am going to take a flintstone that I have, and I'm going to throw it over towards one of those.
Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty easy throw, so I'm not going to make you roll for it. But essentially, you see the flintstone just kind of get to about maybe 5 or 6 feet above the ground, and then you just see it just kind of sink as it catches on fire, and it just slowly slumps down until you just hear a bubbling sound as it just gets enveloped.
So enveloped, you mean like the stone disappears? Or...
Yeah, it gets. You just see the stone just kind of just go down, and then suddenly you just see nothing. A little bit of fire trickles out from where the stone was, and then you just hear a bubbling sound.
Huh.
That looks pretty real to me.
Well, there's obviously an illusion covering whatever source of heat that is, and this seems dangerous. Are there any other spot? I'm going to go into the room.
Okay.
I'll follow closely behind.
And I'm not going to get too close to those illusionary spots, but now that I'm in the room, are there any other spots that I can see the illusions on?
Both of you make me a dex saving throw.
Let's go.
That is something I'm good at. 21.
3.
Ooh.
Oh no! Okay, so Kestrel, you managed to go over there as a small amount of lava bobbles up and splashes right in front of where you were at, and Lumen, you're gonna just take 1d4. Because thankfully it was just a small dribble. Oops. So 3 points of fire damage. As as Kestrel moves away, she can see that the step that she has stepped on got pushed in just slightly.
Huh. We may need to go one at a time in here. Um, there's lava beneath the steps. I don't know if any of you have played that game as a child, stay off the floor, it's all hot lava. Well, this is taking it a bit more literally.
I used to play it back in the Feywild, but everyone accused me of cheating.
Um, Go ahead and make me a perception check there for Argus.
Argus perception. Okay. That is a 17.
Argus, you can tell that this is a very as you look into the room, you can tell that the ceiling's actually kind of low in here. It's no higher than 10 feet.
Oof.
Okay, so I have an idea. Everybody, if you guys back up, I can kind of try to navigate through here and see maybe if we can find a path through here.
Well, I can see the spots that are illusions that are covering the fire, and as we covered before, I'm probably the most dexterous as far as jumping around.
I'll also cast find traps for this room. You sense the presence of any trap within range that is within line of sight. A trap for the purposes of the spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable, which is specifically intended such as blah 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 blah. Trap stuff.
Nice.
Since an area affected by alarm, glyph of warding, or a mechanical pit trap, but would not reveal natural weakness in the floor.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, so range is 120 feet, so let's bring out the ruler. So, yeah, that's definitely this room in here. Okay.
Oh, it just lets me know that a trap. I need to finish reading these spells.
Oh,
It lets
it's
me know that
present.
a trap exists, but it doesn't show me the location of the traps.
I mean, at least it lets you know there's traps in a room. That's still
Yeah.
something. So yeah, you can definitely tell that there in this room alone there are at least 2 more traps that can be activated.
Yeah, I think it'll tell me the number that they exist, but not where they are. But that's good knowledge.
All right. So what I'm gonna do then? Wait, are you're announcing this? I'm assuming. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. All right. I'm gonna hand over my bag of ball bearings. If you would, just as you walk through, just kind of like throw it down and see if it activates anything.
You mean like toss it ahead of me?
Yeah. You can see where everything's at as far as magical, but if there's traps you can't see,
Well, here's the thing. When I first went in there, the floor sort of sunk down, so I don't have a whole lot of time to stay on each floor tile before it sinks, it seems.
then throw some extra. There's like 1,000 ball bearings in there. As far as I'm concerned, we can toss the whole bag and try and see where a path is too.
But I can't do it as I'm moving, is the problem. Well, since I know where 2 of the bits are, the 2 illusions over in the corners, before I go further into the room, I suppose, I'm going to start tossing ball bearings onto the platforms.
Okay.
I mean, they're not particularly heavy. I assume they don't do much, but
Well, I'm assuming with the floor eating my flintstone.
it wasn't the floor that ate your stone. It was the illusion over in the corner that seems to have a lava river running through it. The illusion is covering the source of the heat.
Well, no, I realize that, but what we saw was it sinking into the floor, correct?
No, that was the platform that Lunim and I were standing on that sunk into the floor.
Yeah.
Each floor
Oh.
tile is sinking into the floor, which is covered in lava.
Well,
Then the thing that you threw your stone through was an illusion.
so let me
In the
correct you
corner
there
of the
real
room.
quick.
Oh, yep.
So as soon as you took your foot off, it wasn't the fact that the floor became lava. It was the fact that a lava bomb from this area flew over and
Okay.
gotcha. So
Okay. I see.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know where you were getting that, but
I
think
assumed that it was like the floor like sank into it and then like lava seeped up, but I see.
No.
Okay.
you're playing
Yeah.
a very extreme game of the floor is lava.
If that's the case, then I'm just going to go slowly through and keep looking for traps. Like that's what I got.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an
Investigation,
investigation.
I guess. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can see where the illusions are, right? That are covering up what looks like lava, or what we're presuming is lava.
I can see the illusions that were in the corner. He didn't mention any others, and it lasts for 10 minutes. I want to say. Yeah. So I have detect magic for 10 minutes. So if there are any others, I would see them.
Well, there you go. Then walk where you don't see the illusions and throw
Yeah.
ball bearings for traps.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to propose.
I see. Okay. The problem was is I misunderstood how the trap worked. Oh right. Investigation 16.
Yeah. So as far as you know, that stepping on this tile will trigger some sort of trap.
All right. Avoid the tile up here, and I circle around.
Okay.
Have I? Do I come across any others, or do I need to keep rolling investigation for each move or something?
Yeah. Each time you move 5 feet, go and roll investigation.
She still have the
Oh yeah, I should.
Yeah. You still got about
enhance ability.
you got about half an hour left on that.
Yeah, that was good then. 23.
Yeah. So you know that this platform here is also trapped.
And avoid this other one over here. Oh, what?
So
think-
essentially, the pattern we saw her take was kind of like this.
Yeah.
I can make a color, small mark, or a symbol appear on a surface or object for 1 hour. So with prestidigitation, I leave a small mark on the tiles to avoid. It is a skull with X's for eyes.
All right. Fair enough.
It looks just like her own face.
It's a skull. I can have 3 of the effects. Yeah, 3 of the effects at a time, so that's good. So once I get to the stairs, I guess I'm going to continue checking to make sure that there's nothing waiting for me there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me both an Arcana and an Investigation as you approach the top of the stairs.
For the Arcana and 21 for the Investigation.
I'm sorry, what was your Arcana?
14.
Okay. You can tell that there is a area up here that also has magic around it. And also
Okay.
and then also the area ahead of you too up there.
Like straight ahead, or
Yep.
like this spot right here?
No, so you got magic, you detect magic there, you can tell that there's a spell there, and then there's a spell starting up here.
Okay. So I'll place another mark near the other illusion, and then just wait for the others to catch up.
All right, and can I Alamarain my way up there? There's an early '90s pop culture reference that no one will get.
Yeah, I'm about to ask.
It's a reference to an episode of the first season from Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a Trekkie, sadly.
That's okay. No one is.
So as I go through just where the lava bubbled, I'm going to. Oh crap! That's aluminum. I'm just going to navigate through, and with the direction that is, or the lava came out, I'm just going to hold my shield that direction, just in case.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
Belzak, what are you going to do? You're down to like 987 of these things.
Buy more, duh.
I toss one into the illusionary area. 86.
Yeah, you just see the poor ball bearing just kind of sleep down and just catch on fire as it slowly just submerges.
All right. I take a look around. Where was the other one? It was up here.
So the two areas are this area here, and then this area starting from these squares here.
Okay. I put a mark on the other one up here then too, and the other one back here disappears.
Alrighty.
I'm assuming that everyone is following me. As I tell them that I'm moving on, and we should go. So I'm going to keep an eye out for traps. Do we want to go? There's more traps up the stairs up here. Do we want to go up there, or do we want to take a
You
left?
don't trap something unless there's something worth finding up there.
That's what I'm.
That's fair. I take out a handful of ball bearings and toss them up the stairs.
Yeah, you just see those things just get caught onto something, start melting, and then just become just whatever metal they were made out of.
Like a wall?
No, as if on top of the top step, it just starts submerging.
Okay, so if we can walk, like, say, up the stairs to, say, like, maybe not right there, but kind of like at the top of the stair, basically, but not in.
Yep, not on the top level, on the top step, I would say.
Okay, I would throw some more in, like, farther here. See maybe if there's like something we can vault over.
I'll toss another handful in.
Oh yeah, those suckers are just kind of just going bleh. They're just kind of melting on top and just bubbling.
Alright, I think we're not supposed to be here yet, and I'll go check the left. Investigation away.
Alright, well, before we get to that, everyone who is up to this point, in this kind of, in this area around here, I need you all to make con saves, unless you have some sort of resistance to heat.
I imagine I haven't been like updating my token, but I would imagine I'd have been towards the front.
Eric Harper are
15.
resistant to heat, right?
22.
Oh shit, natural 20, 21.
24.
Oh shit.
That's what I got, a natural 20.
God damn. Alright, so as long as you got a 15 or higher, you are not impacted by the fact that you are in a piping hot room that is getting warmer as you progress. So you're able to shake it off for now that, you're just like, oh, well, it's getting kind of toasty in here, but I could keep going.
Holy crap, that was close for me. Okay.
See, this seems more along the lines of Tormented Souls.
You have a fair point, although I can't imagine the hell that one would suffer if they had to spend eternity bickering with their significant other.
Has anybody seen how cool these glasses look?
Or married to that narcissistic pig.
Hey, it was just as much fun watching you stab him as it was setting it up, so.
It really
Um,
was.
Does anybody know the precise definition of projecting?
Are you trying to suggest that I'm a narcissistic pig?
It's that you have to amplify from the diaphragm. It's not about yelling, but it's about making sure... Wait, are you talking about something else?
Oh, that sounds pretty accurate.
It's you have in order to make your voice go further, you just have to use more breath in it. And
He's an idiot savant when it comes to music.
That's fair. I'm just an idiot when it comes to music, so we have our strengths.
All right. So what's in here? It's certainly warm.
Right, so I'm checking out and still looking for traps.
All right.
Wait, no! August!
Too late. We're going.
No! Oh god, we're all gonna die.
I go down the
Gonna end
stairs.
terribly.
All right, Argus, go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Love it. All right. That is a. Let's see. Dex +4. Ooh, 18.
You see two things as before you start getting any closer, you inadvertently hit a string across your feet as you're walking, and two little darts, flaming darts, come out, and they don't hit you on contact, but they were hot enough to singe you. So take 6 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Can you refresh that for Tatanka? Her computer froze up and she had to restart it.
Oh, put her on the current map.
On the map, yeah. She's currently in the town area.
All right, and then is her map loaded?
Yeah, she's in the area with us now.
Okay. Just all right. So yeah, Argus gets a little bit singed there, and
I dash ahead and sort of push him behind me.
Fine. Let's just do things.
I keep searching for traps as I carefully go forward.
all right. Go ahead and roll me a investigation.
Hey, Argus. You know, if you look at that wall hard enough, you can see your reflection.
17.
What? Where?
Yeah, you could tell that the string that Argus walked over was. It doesn't look like it was super hard to peer, but you can definitely tell that someone could easily just walk over it. So you keep that in the back of your mind as you keep going forward.
Still checking.
Okay, go and roll me an Arcana check too.
As shit going, by the way, too, I want to kind of, I'm following somewhat behind, trying to, help out if I see anything.
22 for Arcana. $23 for investigation.
All right, so
That advantage, man. I've rolled some ones and twos in there, but that advantage.
so
Saving our asses.
yeah, you guys would be in a bad way, but essentially, you guys, you know that basically the entire section up here, the entire section down here, section here, and the section here, all is screaming magic, and that there is a trap just right here on this tile that you probably want to avoid.
I mark the tile there, and I point out the fact that we don't want to go through the top of the room, the bottom of the room, or the center of the room. So where do we want to go?
How big is it around in the middle? Is it, the full 4 tiles, or is it just, the middle 4?
So these tiles here are used up, and then these tiles here are used up.
So, a path for... Okay, so basically, up here-ish we could go?
Yeah, you guys can go that direction.
Okay, so
Oh.
I will. Oh, go ahead.
Nope. I was gonna say as soon as you guys take the next 5-foot step, anyone else in the room will need to roll an con save.
Sure. Lego.
Going into the
Another
room.
con save, you said?
Need a con save.
Yep.
16?
Holy crap.
7.
20.
All right. Anyone who did not get a 15 or higher, you cannot proceed any further because the heat is too intense, and you know that you will pass out and start roasting on the floor.
Are we just ignoring Laura at this point?
Laura's just kind of hanging back away from the fire.
I feel like he would be really good right here, if I'm being honest. Does he come with heat resistance?
I feel like... No.
Artificers?
I don't think so.
No, it's all Warforged.
Warforged.
If
You know
anyone
what? I
knows
I
what-
agree. He would be very useful here, and by he I mean useless. And we can just send the dog charging in to find all the traps.
He would
can
be
repair 'em.
useful, and by useful I mean useful.
All right. Next step. $17.
Yeah, you haven't seen anything new here, but yeah, you definitely are still picking up the fact that this trap stone here, this thing would have set something off pretty nasty because you can tell that the trap is laid with uh, heavier items underneath it.
You know what? I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna kind of push everyone down a step on the stairs, and I'm going to chuck a couple of the ball bearings as hard as I can at that spot, just so we can get an idea of what these kinds of traps are.
Okay, so yeah, you start chucking enough to where the plate starts moving, and out of it, you just see a flaming axe come out of this side and just chop down here.
Hmm.
When you say axe, is it like a big swinging pendulum thing, or like a
No.
hand axe?
It's basically, you can think of a giant battle axe engulfed in flames, and it just comes crashing down on top, and then it just becomes molten mush.
That's so cool.
All right, good to know. All right, back to investigating. I don't think I need to mark that one, anybody, because it's all just molten slag.
So currently there's like just a molten pile right here. Is that how I'm
Yeah,
understanding
just
that?
just in this tile alone, it's just
Oh, okay.
yeah. All right.
7 again for my next one.
Okay. Yeah. So far, so good. There's nothing at least 10 feet ahead of you.
All right, next one. Don't need to roll a second time because that was a natural 20.
Yeah, you can tell that crossing in the middle here, there's two tiles that are ready to set if someone were to cross there.
I mark those down and just keep going. I guess we can move past those. Do I need to roll another one?
Yep. Roll me another.
I keep rolling 12s. That's a 17 total. Go ahead.
Yep. Right here, there's another trap set right there.
Marked it. So now I have 2 marks up. The one that was here and then the one that is here. There,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. All right. So everyone that's in this room, another con save.
Yeah, on that note, you said that I could not enter the room because I had failed the original con save, so am I just outside, like, just hanging?
You can go ahead and try to roll another con save if you wish to join the group at the end, or you can just hang out and just hydrate and just kind of wait and see if they progress. It's kind of on you at that point. You just couldn't take.
I rolled a 10.
I would try to push forward.
15.
Okay, anyone with 15 or lower, you are needing to either hydrate or back out and get back to this area where it's slightly cooler.
15 or lower?
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, everybody.
I failed again.
Do you need some water?
No, apparently I gotta go back.
He said either hydrate or go, like, head back.
I'm checking to see if I have a flask of some kind, I suppose.
I have a water skin if you
Oh.
need some.
I do have a water skin. It was part of my starting adventuring gear. Man, I don't want to imagine how old a water skin from starting adventuring gear for an elf would be. Just saying.
You've refilled it.
Yeah, it takes the entire water skin to get you rehydrated, so.
Alright. Good to know. Okay.
So
I'm
it's
gonna,
just empty at this point then, right?
Yep.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go for as long as I can, and I know that this next one is trapped, so I guess I'm gonna check.
You have
The-
to go diagonally, I think, don't you? Kind of like this.
So just a refresh on your guys' checks. These 4 tiles here you know that there's something here too.
And we know that there's something there.
Yeah.
The 4 tiles are like the illusion, right? Like the magic, the screaming magic thing.
Yes. All right. Well, since I know that this tile is trapped but not covered in illusion, I would like to try and disarm it.
Okay.
Thieves' tools, sleight of hand. Like, what do you want for that?
Are you proficient with thieves' tools?
I am.
Okay. So because you're working in excruciatingly hot conditions, you don't get the advantage on it, so you just get the regular roll.
13.
You think you get it, but then all of a sudden you see another big giant axe just come out and then just smash the tile in front of you. It doesn't hit you directly, but that splash damage does end up getting to you. So 8 points of fire damage.
All right. All right. Can I examine like the square beyond it?
Yeah, I mean the trap's completely used up, so you can, if you want to, you could just like kind of hop over it. Just kind of just.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna hop over it. Also, that bloody well hit.
You all right there?
For the moment, as long as I don't get any more flying molten lava axes tossed at my face. Though still better than having to deal with the narcissistic glasses wearing pig who tried to flirt with me in front of his wife. So, I suppose I'm checking again for traps, aren't I?
Yep.
Oh, thank God for that advantage. 18, otherwise that would have been really bad.
You can tell that on this tile and this tile and this tile, they're all trapped, leaving only this tile open.
Alright, those 3 get marked, and all previous trap markers are gone. So I hope everybody remembers where they are.
I nat 20'd my save to get in the room.
Okay.
And I check again? Or am I sure that this one is safe?
You hear a click on the floor, and all of a sudden you see a specter show up, and he's like, "Well done. You survived. You survived essentially hell."
It's the second worst room I've been in today.
He
She
basically
doesn't like libraries.
I don't know if you know him, but there was this fellow in another room who just kept wearing these sunglasses. It was terrible.
It's me. I'm bitches.
And now someone else wearing sunglasses is following us around.
he raises his arms, and you can see fire erupt from him, and then all of a sudden you see basically everything. Oops. Whoops. Whoopsies.
No, you killed us all.
Not like this. It wasn't supposed to end this way.
There we go. We're back to normal.
Ish.
Oh God.
I promise I'm not standing in fire.
No, you guys are good. So yeah, you see the fires and the lava essentially erupt one last time, and then they pretty much all start subsiding, and eventually you just see it just cool back into just the normal tile on the ground.
I'm still waiting back here.
I cautiously toss a ball bearing where I knew there was fire a second ago.
Yeah, essentially you don't actually have to worry about it. You just see the ball bearing just kind of peek off the floor, and nothing happens.
Alright, I tie up the bag and hand it back to Belzac, I might have used like a couple dozen.
But I got him for.
Also trying to trip people in a fighting ring.
Yeah, I'm down to
Multi-talented.
probably 600, I would think, at this point.
He basically, once the fires subside from his body, you can tell that his eyes are completely ghost white. There's no iris or pupil or anything. It's just white. He just kind of looks at you. He's like, It's been many of decades that someone has passed the Shirai Ryu's test of fire, and you managed it. Congratulations."
Somebody came through here before and passed this test.
He shakes his head like, "Well, not here at least, but back on my own realm. We used to do these tests quite often to test initiates to see if they were worthy on carrying on the name of Shirai Ryu Ninja."
Okay. Proceed.
He kind of tells you about the story about the fact that at one time his clan was full of well-respected warriors, but they unfortunately were attacked by a sorcerer and his agent, who wielded ice, and basically had told you the fact that he met his demise at the ice warriors' hands, and that for essentially selling his services, he was brought back to life as a specter, and for the sake of revenge. He basically plots out that the fact that if you can bring him his enemy and allow him to face him one more time, it would put his soul at ease.
So,
That's the enemy's name?
His name was Sub-Zero.
dun, dun, dun.
Do I hear any thunder?
No, not from him.
All right.
You say Sub-Zero. Do I hear thunder?
No.
Thank you, I was going to do it if you didn't.
No, you hear the name, he says the name, and nothing happens.
Damn, that would be amazing if every time we were having a conversation about Sub-Zero and then...
You already summoned Raiden, what more do you want?
To play with and break the mechanics that you spent time thinking up.
Oh, precisely.
Fair enough.
D players, that is our job.
That's why.
So at
the
this
whole
point in time, then,
Go
we're
ahead.
pretty much at a standstill?
Yeah, because he's only going to seek. He tells you that the only way he's going to seek peace is if he is able to see his old foe again and have a chance to actually face him in actual combat. He believes that there was trickery last time they had fought, and so he wants to actually fight him without any actual interference to ensure that to pretty much be assured that he wasn't cheated out of his fight.
Just out of curiosity, throwing this out there. Were there any pictures of these people in the books that we found before?
No,
If there were pictures, I would have been more interested.
sadly not. They're all text based.
Okay, good to know.
What do you mean? How does one cheat in a fight?
He believes that he was that there was interference, that someone had manipulated the outcome of the fight. He felt that there was some unnatural force that was prohibiting him from fighting at his fullest.
Hmm. Okay.
So basically, we got to go find Sub-Zero.
Yep.
That is what I'm hearing. Yes, so... Well, at least now we can just walk out of here. That's much easier.
And what is your name? Fire Ninja?
In life, I was Hanzo Hisashi. In death, I am Scorpion.
That's much easier to remember.
Which do you prefer?
It matters not. I am just a man who is on a trip for vengeance.
I'm good with Scorpion.
Okay.
Lunim,
Yes.
projecting.
Touche. You have a point. Let's proceed.
All right. Well, I guess we need to go find Sub-Zero then. So, yeah, I guess we're done here for now. And
We will return shortly, hopefully in the company of your enemy.
that's a comforting sentence.
I did feel a bit awkward, but it's what the man wants.
All right. So while we're walking out, I am just gonna kind of look around and see if I notice anything now that the room's cooled down. I mean, obviously, it was hot and everything else, but I mean, is there's anything that stands out as we're going?
No, there is nothing that absolutely stands out anymore. There's no illusion magic that can be picked up. There's no intense heat anymore, and even any traps that were found or look like that they have been completely been disarmed as well.
Even in this weird room over here?
Oh yeah, you walk in there and it's completely cool, and there's nothing going on in there either.
And there's nothing behind Scorpion, right?
No.
Because it looks like it might be a door, but it's not. All right.
No, that is the sad inevitability of the fact that I am going to have to start making my own tile rooms and not use someone else's when I make maps. So.
Alright, so I suppose we're going to the other side.
Yep.
Off to the other side.
Hello again, Lightning Man, and we're walking.
He kind of jokes. It's like, well, looks like you're tough enough to stand the heat.
It was not pleasant, but still better than the other fellow.
You gotta stab him.
It was only once. You wouldn't let me do it again.
And all of us got to get his glasses.
Mention them again. And I'm going to do something with those glasses that you're going to regret.
If you're like pointing at me or something, it's very hard to see with these things on.
Oh, God.
I'm just gonna shake my head and keep walking.
All right. As soon as you get to the point where Kestrel is, I'll go ahead and have you guys do a perception check.
Oh, we're good at these.
That's a 19.
13.
10.
15.
All right. Anyone with a 10 or higher, you are definitely feeling that down in this bottom section there is a. Where's my clicker? Where's my pointer at? Oh, there we go. Maybe? No?
I only see one area here.
Oh, let me see.
So-
Player view.
Real quick. So far we've had Cage, we've had Blade, we just saw Scorpion, we're going to see Sub-Zero. Raden is like quest giver. Who was
Liu
this?
Kang.
Liu Kang.
Liu Kang.
That's what it was.
All
Cool.
right, let's make that visible.
Is that Raden? Isn't it Raiden? I don't actually know.
Raiden is a combatant in Mortal Kombat.
You're thinking of WoW.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. I hadn't made that visible to everyone, but I guess not. So, to the south of you, you notice that there is a very icy chill in the air coming from this way. And ahead of you, you see a serene piece of... you feel a serene... a piece of serenity, I guess you can say, and just knowing that there are some monks just attending some flowers in front of you.
So, peaceful monks tending flowers or freezing bitter cold?
Well, according to our logic last time, monks. I vote cold.
Cold it is. Well, at least that means we can clear up the other side, I suppose. Well, then we need to go to the other side and then deal with that and then come back.
I just gave you my vote. We can do whatever.
No, cold it is. Is anybody particularly good with cold?
No.
Nope.
All right, I suppose I'm taking the lead again.
Wait, wouldn't Tatanka be good with cold?
I was thinking.
August, what are you doing? Why are you in that room already?
Sorry, let me move my token.
Never mind.
All right, so I'll keep an eye out for traps. Did it take more than 10 minutes to go through the previous room?
No, not at all.
All right, so I still have detect magic up, and I'm keeping an eye out because this may mirror the other room.
Okay, so as soon as you get close to the thing, you notice that the room gets icy cold. Like if I don't know if any of your characters have been through an Arctic region. If so, that'll remind you that. If not, it'll be like the coldest day times two.
Well, that's really cold.
Yeah, you're basically in a tundra environment now.
Hmm. This is no bueno.
Easier to deal with than the fire, at least.
Why are you scared of the cold?
Well, no, the fire singed off my fur, and now it's extra cold. Unfortunately.
So do I see any sort of illusions or magic or traps?
No, you're actually perfectly fine. You actually notice that for another area, it is perfectly cold. In fact, you see a sentry just kind of packing up a cart in front of you, and he just kind of looks at you and just gets back to just kind of just loading up the cart.
Alright, so I see her walk in. I am going to just kind of like test the grounds a little bit. I'm gonna hurl a firebolt just like kind of at the ground. I guess kind of over here. I don't want to like make that guy feel threatened. I'm just thinking like right here.
Okay. Yeah, as soon as you hurl that fireball in that direction or firebolt, essentially the snow just sizzles and boils away, and you just see just a small patch of permafrost underneath that is just kind of hanging out there. And the sentry down here basically, you may want to hang on to that. If people aren't used to the cold, you may need to find a way to keep warm.
Sorry, hang on to what? I think I missed that.
Just hang on to your heat.
Oh, okay.
I pull out my rapier, swing it around a few times, and then just cast Green Flame Blade and sort of swing my blade around a little bit.
I have an odd request, really quick.
Oh, okay.
When she
What's
does
that?
that, can I watch like and kind of just get an idea for later?
Oh, right. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check and see if you picked up on the magic.
Oh yeah, that's
Uh,
right. That was a thing. We were
Yeah,
trying to learn
it's not gonna do
cantrips.
much, but I'm just trying to kind of learning how to learn how to magic. So that'd be 15.
Yeah, actually, you kind of see how she kind of starts it at least on the hilt. You're just not sure how she extends it all the way, but you at least can tell that it's like okay, well, at least it starts from the base, and you probably can get an idea on how to ignite the base of your weapon.
Perfect. Can I actually try that really? Wait, I don't know if I have anything that I can do that with. Because I don't think I can do that with pole
With
armor.
what? It works with any weapon, I want to say.
Oh, yeah, I think it's any weapon.
A
Is it
melee
any
weapon worth at least one silver piece. That is all it requires.
Oh, well then I'm gonna try and ignite my battle axe just to kind of give off warmth and help.
Okay, go ahead and try.
Do I need to roll a d20 for that?
Yep, D20 Arcana again.
Yeah, that one was much less. That was only an 8.
Yeah, you kind of get it sparked up and it gets warm, and then all of a sudden a gust of wind comes and icy gust of wind comes by and just snuffs it out. You're just like, oh.
Damn it. I'll put my axe away and keep walking.
I'm still keeping an eye out for any potential like traps or like I don't know, like pitfalls or slippery ice or anything that might be.
Sure.
I got burned in that other room. Ha. So I'm being extra careful.
I see
Sure.
what you did there.
Yeah, as soon as you get down to that next platform, another sentry pops up, and he's just like, "You're here to figure out. Are you here to vote in the selection of the next Grandmaster?"
Oh, this seems very involved.
Something like that. Um, we're looking for somebody, and we're hoping he's here because his name is Sub Zero.
He looks at you and kind of puts his head down, and it's like, "Sub-Zero is dead."
Oh,
Long live
well,
Sub Zero.
I'm gonna
that's
interject in really quick then and be like, then the answer is yes. Let's go.
Out of curiosity, do you have a portrait of Sub Zero?
They show you he waves you over to he points you over to this direction where they have a shrine to the old Grandmaster. You can tell that he's an elderly guy that from his last portrait with a long kind of like a kind of like those old Chinese movie beards with the long beards and the mustaches and the top knot. You can tell that this guy definitely probably couldn't fight Scorpion though.
All right.
Is there some kind of afterlife that your culture believes in? If you don't mind my asking, I know that's a bizarre questions from complete strangers looking for a dead man, but
He kind of just he just kind of believes in the fact that all of nature has spirits and eventually ours join nature's and essentially he has become one with the snow essentially.
hmm. Okay.
Thank you for your assistance.
He's like, indeed, be careful. It's a pretty tense argument between the two brothers.
I do like that the concept of return to nature that you have. That's quite beautiful. Thanks for your help.
Not a problem.
All right, so I'm just gonna keep walking. Also, still looking for anything out of the ordinary.
These two guys kind of stop you as you go. It's like, not, hold on. They're having a conversation, and it's best to let the two try to resolve the issue at hand.
And the issue is,
Who replaces the Grand Master and takes the name of Sub-Zero?
Oh, wait. Sure. Continue.
He basically tells
Forgets.
he basically tells you that usually succession is given to those who have proven themselves worthy in the eyes of the last Grandmaster, but the Grandmaster died an untimely death before you can appoint one. There's the older brother Bihan who thinks of the fact that the Lin Kuei warrior clan should continue to rule by force and exterminating their enemies, while the younger brother Kuai Liang believes that perhaps in this day and age that negotiations and peace between our rivals should be at hands to allow the clan to enter in a new age in which we live in peace. And that comes from Cyrax up here. Sector kind of just scoffs at the fact that it's like, please, the only thing that this clan has ever known is power, and thus we should side with Bihan.
Um,
Read that.
so are they just kind of freely having this argument in our presence?
Yeah, they don't notice you. The issue at hand is by far the issue at hand is by far more important to them because essentially not only do they gain the name, but they pretty much gain the entire power of the clan. So it's essentially one of those conversations that they're so enthralled with that they're just not paying attention to anything on the outside.
Okay. Can I interject and kind of slowly step forward and say, "Excuse me, do either of you know a Hanzo Hazashi?"
They both turn to you, one surprised and the other one kind of raising an eyebrow. It's like, the shitty eye Ryu? Yes.
Sure. Well, you both do.
Yeah. They know the name because it's their rival clan.
That does not narrow it down. I
He was looking for a rematch with his oldest enemy.
he's called your. I'm sorry. He's called one of your honors into question.
Give me one sec here. I actually did myself a disservice for not actually putting their names in.
Sub-Zero 1 and 2. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So, so so Bihan just kind of goes. It's like, of course, he calls it on a lesser clan that should be exterminated.
Wait,
Exterminated.
did he actually call the question their honor? I thought he just wanted to fight his rival one more
He
time.
said that they cheated.
Yeah, he claimed
He
that.
thought they cheated and wanted a rematch.
Ah, okay. I must have missed that. You know, what with the fire axe and all.
Mm-hmm.
I was a bit distracted.
So basically, both of them turn to you and goes. Uh, they basically kind of look at you and go like, why is he asking for a fight?
Um, I don't know, but would it be right to?
I'm assuming you'd be farther forward than you are, kind of like over here.
Huh?
You
Me?
said you stepped forward as you were talking. And
Yeah, I haven't been like directly updating my token on the map every single time. I apologize.
You're good.
Um, yeah, I was saying I'm not entirely certain, but is it a good way to start off a leadership while a rival clan is calling your honor into question? Is this not a dispute that should be settled?
Bihan basically replies to you that if anything, any transgressions against his clan will be met in pure force, and he has no problems taking out the Shirai Ryu. While Kuai Liang basically tells you that if honor is owed, that he'd be willing to meet him at least, but they have to figure out who takes over as leader at first, because only the leader can address another rival clan.
Okay.
you guys are fighters, right?
Indeed, they both say at the same time.
Mhm.
Why don't you fight for it?
They basically look at each other and they say honor forbids us from leadership through combat. We have to basically they have to get enough followers to essentially vote for them in order to secure enough power from their clan to establish dominance.
And you're
Oh.
split 50-50?
We have not even come to a vote yet.
Then vote.
Cyrax kind of looks at you and kind of goes, it's like, well, we can't quite yet. We haven't had the chance to. We haven't had a chance to call for a forum, essentially. And Sector's like, yeah, because you know that you'll lose.
No. You guys are overcomplicating this. If it comes down to a vote, you guys are arguing like children essentially right now as to who gets it. You're not making any progress. Just call the vote, get it done and over with.
Sector kind of agrees with it. It's like, right, the foreigner's right. Let's just be over with this and show everyone our true strength.
Yeah, strength. I kind of like fist pump in the air a little bit.
Cyrax kind of looks at Lumen's like, you can you calm your friend? I'm trying to buy time to provide power to Kuai Liang.
To be honest, I think he's rather enthusiastic, and I don't think I can change his mind on this.
Am I hearing?
I'm not speaking quietly.
I'm talking about him.
Yeah, you
I
can.
know
No,
you're
no.
not speaking quietly. You don't care.
Yeah, he's trying to persuade you to try to trying to get him to buy some time.
Yeah. I would have said that I don't want to force you all to do an election quickly because we are complete strangers and we don't really have a place to interject on your customs. But I did just essentially do the same thing in saying that one of them should fight um, Hanzo. So I have no place to claim that.
Okay. Anyone else wants to interject at this point?
You can claim that and just say, "Yo, you don't belong here. Shut up." You could have told me that too, to be honest.
Uh, he kind of just remisses as like under our under the old Grandmaster's rules, we were told to treat all visitors with respect and the utmost amount of oh, what am I looking for? What's the word? Right of guess, I guess. I just can't think of my words today.
Sounds like a good guy.
Indeed, which is why we want Kuai Liang. He would continue those ways. Peace, Peace has done amazing things with allowing us to cultivate new warriors and allow us to finally just focus on just training instead of just constantly going to war. Sector kind of scoffs and he's like, "That's how we are strong by destroying our enemies. Metals, iron sharpens iron," they say.
Hmm.
I still say that if he is the character that you are so saying, then I'm sure that everybody would feel that way about him as well. And if not, then that's what the people vote for? Isn't that kind of the point of a vote?
He kind of just gives up and resigns himself back to his post.
So do we need to get everybody together for a vote? Is that what's going on here?
And the two brothers look at each other. It's like, "You ready?" And they just kind of, and the other one nods his head. And essentially, these guys just kind of walk in, and they basically all just kind of go, "All right, are they? These three guys are actually representing sects of the respective groups, and they all cast their votes for Bihan."
While all of this is going on, Kestrel just leans over to Argus and says, "This is why democracy is a flawed form of government. Monarchy is so much better."
I know, right? I vote that we just don't do the whole democracy thing anymore.
All right, and so the older brother Bihan becomes Sub-Zero, and essentially he says, "All right, my first."
You're brothers. Hmm.
He exiles his brother away from the clan to never return,
Exile. Ooh. This is sorry. I'm interrupting you.
and then he says
This
to,
is getting saucy.
and then
For real. That's escalated.
and then he instructs Sector to carry Cyrax away and prepare him to become another Warforged for the clan.
Don't worry, Sector. I have high hopes that won't happen to you too.
You just see him with this. You just see poor Cyrax get hauled away, and just just he's just kind of in tears about the fact that he just couldn't believe his clan just ended up selling their souls essentially.
Why do I get the feeling as though we were supposed to do something different here?
Excellent question. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, these are all imaginary people anyway.
Exactly.
Coming from you, you were the one who was all, "Oh, the poor, lost, lonely souls. We need to go and heal them."
I'm over that. I thought it was. I don't know.
He's now conflicted.
I'm struggling so much. I finally had a sense of duty when I heard there were souls struggling, and then I met Johnny Cage, and I felt very differently.
9 out of 10 women said the same.
Okay.
So,
So do we feel as if we've like put the souls at rest here, like we did with Johnny Cage and?
No, they gotta fight.
No,
These guys aren't disappearing yet.
they basically you feel. In fact, go ahead and all of you roll me a perception check, I guess.
10.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Pog. 23 total.
Anyone with a 15 or higher, you automatically feel that the atmosphere has darkened for the worst.
Mm.
Right, so on that note, there was that fellow impugning your honor, saying you were cheaters or some such. He's in this other room over there. You should probably go have a chat with him.
He goes. It's like I've killed him once, and I shall kill him again.
Excellent.
Smash.
Go and have at that.
All right, you're gonna just escort him over there then to see the madness unfold.
Yes.
just him.
All right.
This is wild. We went from democracy to exile so quickly.
You didn't even ask what the penalty was if someone. Oh.
We have no
Democracy,
horse in this
Arguing over
race.
leadership, there shouldn't be a penalty for leadership.
Democracy to exile to murder and stealing their souls and putting them in other bodies.
You didn't investigate the claims.
You know, we straight up showed up and said, "Hey, chop chop." Hurry up.
Then that's what we got. We literally got chop chop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you rushed through the process. This is what you get.
I don't understand how we're supposed to be disappointed by this outcome.
I mean,
I
did
don't
none
get
of
what's
these
failing
people. I
here.
had no attachments to them,
Yeah.
no personal interest in them, no stake. I just
You're right.
And
It's
to be
just,
fair, with
this
the
is not what I
input you gave
expected.
us, this is what we got. Like,
you didn't
This-
talk to anyone. You didn't investigate the claims. You didn't even check the
we really
position.
didn't.
You didn't do any work. You kind of were like, let's just go and let the default option be the option.
We straight up said, "Hey, do you know this guy? He's talking shit. We gotta go stop."
okay, I am not going to walk
So
into
let's just
somebody's
wrap this
thing
up.
and be like, "Oh, you should do this because I think that." No, this is their custom. That's the way things roll. If that's how it falls, well,
I mean, that's fair. It's just, I mean, I'm like sitting here going, okay. I mean, I had this whole plan, and you guys were like, nah, just fuck it. I'm like, okay.
I gave my own 2 cents in it. I think that democracy is flawed and pointless.
Yeah, this is my first experience with it myself, and since in every democracy I've ever seen, the other party's exiled. This is a bad system.
I fully agree. Down with democracy.
So let's just here as a group, let's all just vote. Who says democracy is bad? Raise your hand.
Raising my hand.
raise his hand.
Yeah, the monarchs I know are terrible people. Sorry, go ahead.
It looks like Tonka's just hanging out thinking about making snow angels because she can't keep up.
Yeah, the monarchs I know are terrible people, but honestly, all the citizens are very happy, so whatever, I guess.
So all of us who feel the next vote on the docket is all of us who feel that we can demonstrate irony. Also raise your hand.
Hmm.
Oh no, I get it. I see what I did there.
Oh man. All right. So, who all went to go see this go down?
Oh no,
Sure, I'll
definitely
follow.
going.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
or follow. I remember I'm essentially drunk, so I have to watch this fight.
Wait, you're drunk?
He is taking my
If you
advice
don't
forward.
remember anything from today, it's just pretend like you're drunk.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, there are no moral quandaries when you're drunk.
Exactly. Also, they're all ghosts and they're all already dead. What are we affecting exactly?
Their destinies?
I don't know. It feels like this stuff already happened, or like from what Lunam can gather, at least. Because this, where we are in like the snow place, is in the past compared to where we were in the fireplace.
I mean,
think so.
yeah.
I
So,
don't know, but he was talking shit. So let's see how this goes down.
I mean, at the end of the day, if we don't like this guy, after he fights Scorpion, if he wins, we can just kill this guy, take his stuff, and reinstate his brother.
Murder hobos for everybody.
Yeah, he's only exiled. If we kill the brother and then bring him back, then we can do the good thing.
Problem solved,
Classic
and
democracy.
we have yes,
Come
we have
on.
cleanly avoided democracy and installed a monarchy.
Mhm.
Win for everybody.
Oh my god, what have we done here?
You did this.
I didn't do anything. You guys made the choices.
We didn't make any choices. You didn't present us with anything.
No, we didn't look for anything. I, I am also guilty of it, so... yeah.
Oh shit. All right, yeah. So essentially, these two just banter with each other, and they have their fight, and poor Bihan loses and basically gets taken. You see a portal, fiery portal, get summoned, and both of these guys disappear. And a few seconds later, you just see charred remains of Bihan and God forever.
Ugh.
Those are
Good thing they're not real, I guess.
So, satisfied?
Yes, but I feel like it was hollow in a way. As if my decision, it was as if my decision outweighed another's.
Sorry, what?
What?
I don't follow, I'm sorry. It's been a long...
You said you wanted to fight the person who you felt cheated. So we brought the person who had cheated you. He said he was going to beat you again. So he had confirmed that he was the one who was there, and then this is the one thing you needed to do, and then that's not what you wanted.
He feels that his vengeance might have done more damage than good, but at least he feels that his soul can be at peace knowing that he finally vanquished his longtime foe.
Why would he care about the politics of their stupid plan?
Yeah.
Well, because
Right.
he feels some remorse that he lost his whole clan, and the fact that what he got from the talk that he had with Sub-Zero, essentially pretty much had that clan just he didn't like the fact that he saw what that clan was going to become, and essentially the decisions that were made before the duel and all that. So apparently they caught up enough to know what was going on with the Lin Kuei. So, and he kind of feels bad that he played a part in that.
Aren't they a rival clan?
Yeah, I'm
Well,
sorry.
If
Your story sucks.
you're upset, then just keep this in mind. Now that guy is a charred husk, the other one can return home, take over, and be a good guy.
So you saved the clan. Well done.
You have
Yeah,
saved
and-
the clan of your enemy.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hasashi. You also... I feel like as a vengeful spirit, you don't have time to be morally introspective when all is said and done.
Oh, roll a persuasion check. See if you can actually get him to get on that bandwagon.
This is gonna go poorly. Or nat 20. There's
Natural
no way
20.
I'm saying. 2.
Yeah, he ain't buying it. He just feels bad that he feels bad because his vengeance led to that, and he probably could have found another way to be at peace. But at least he's at peace knowing that he was the rightful victor in the end.
I like how he feels bad, but is still at peace.
I mean, it is what it is. He wanted vengeance, and that's what was tethering his spirit to this realm. But he just wished that there was more to become of it, other than just killing his rival. Like he had hoped that doing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that he just like. You know what?
That's fair, yeah. I can't question the way that you feel about your afterlife, my guy.
Yeah, he's just.
I've been in the revenge business for 20 years, and now that it's done, I don't know what to do with myself.
You know what? I don't feel bad about it at all.
All right. So
Treasure?
yeah, treasure chest at the bottom appears.
treasure.
Chinese.
Sadly, it's only one chest.
Shiny.
I mean, that confirms we did it correctly, so...
At least
Sure.
somewhat.
Show me the shinies.
Yeah, I mean, you did eventually put them at peace, but you only got one loot box instead of two.
It's fine, we're speedrunning.
Wait, so we only got one loot box instead of two, but when we helped the other two people, we got two. I thought it was for, like, each person.
No, that's because you guys got the good ending.
Yeah, we're doing 80% runs here. We don't need all the loot.
All right. Oh, that was a bad roll. See, even the dice hates you guys. Only 18 gold pieces in that one.
Your story sucks. I stand behind that.
Look. Wow, 26 silver pieces.
The session really spiced up towards the end. On that note, I do have
That's
to
great.
go after these shinies or district.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get done. And then 6. Oh, where the hell are they?
6 copper.
No, those are gonna be gemstones.
Oh, okay.
I just gotta find the
6
table.
gemstones.
Yeah.
Are they 10 golden gemstones or?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the. Let's see here, gemstones.
You said it was 18 gold and how many?
26 silver.
Cool. I can't remember if we discussed this already, but can we just kind of convert our currency at will, essentially, just for the sake of keeping it easy?
Yeah, if you guys want to convert it, you don't have to go to a money changer every single time. It's just there for flair.
Cool. Are you sure I can't change everything to Electrum?
I mean, you can. I'm just not gonna keep track. I'll just give you prices in gold, and you can figure out from there.
So, can I just keep everything in copper? Wait.
Yes.
The
Do you want to? Probably not.
Then I can, like, Scrooge McDuck it and just, like, swim in it.
You also have to carry that around.
Fair.
Carry it in big bags and just molly up people with it.
Yeah, make big
So your
dollar
bag
signs on the
tears.
bags.
Yeah, we'll give you guys a moss agate with yellow and white on it. So it's the closest thing on that 10 GP gemstone.
So how
Okay.
many of these did we get, sorry? 10 gold
6.
each?
Yeah, 6 gold.
Cool.
6 gems each. Yeah.
6 gems, yeah.
And there was 1 potion of healing in there too.
I have a feeling after the fire, you probably could definitely use that one.
I will take the potion of healing.
Yeah.
There were
The
how
potions
many
of
in the other
healing are different, aren't they?
Particularly if she's gonna lead the way into trapped areas.
Yeah. Alright, so should we go back to the other room, let them know that the evil Leto is dead, and to bring back his brother?
That seems like it would take a lot of time.
But they might give us more shinies.
We'll deal with that later.
Yeah, we'll deal with that next session. Since it is almost a quarter after 10, so this is a good spot to end the session in the stream tonight. And then next week, everyone good for next week?
Yes.
I'm
Next
golden.
Tuesday, yeah, 29th. Cool, that'll do.
All right. Well, I'll end the stream there tonight, and then we'll chat with anyone who wants to chat for a few minutes in the